This is a friendship that'll never ever end.
Greetings, winners, and welcome to Winning Saturday Night. How's everybody doing this evening? Hope you are all living well. Well, it's just me and the crowd tonight, and we are going to have a good old time. I got lots in store for us. Hey, cool gamer, how you doing? T-Rex Trucking, what's up, my man? There we go. Hello, 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 hello. And Simulator, thanks for being here. How you doing? Howdy, howdy. All right, man, we are underway. Hope everybody's having a great evening. I appreciate everybody being here. I know there's a lot you can be doing with your time, and that you're spending it here with me tonight, all of us together, and that means a lot. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. And let's get going. All right. So it is December. Here we are at the end of 2023, and wow, what a year it's been, huh? Oh man, so much has gone on this year. Lots of changes, lots of upgrades here on the channel in so many different ways, personally and in real life, and in as far as the channel goes as well. So much going on, so many things happening. It's been quite a year, and I expect next year to be even better. Onward and upward, as I always like to say. So I hope you guys are enjoying and getting ready for the holiday season. Especially excited this year. Got family coming to town, and we're gonna have a good old time. So yeah, it's made me start thinking about how running a channel has been, and I like to do the end of the year kind of a assessment in December, kind of like puts me into that state of mind, right? And I'm sure all of us kind of do the same thing at the end of the year, kind of take the whole year into account, whatnot. And it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work, and I'm just amazed at all the content I've been able to put out this year. Kind of had like an odd start to the year. Hey, MLS, how you doing? Welcome. So happy that you're here this evening. Thanks for being here. Yeah, I was talking about running a YouTube channel, as you know, as well. It is it is a lot of work. It is a lot of work, and especially the kind of content that I'm putting out is every week I need to come up with new things for 4 different shows, and it's quite a lot. It's quite a lot. Now next year, plan on probably adding even more shows, and just making sure I work myself even harder. That's the way it's got to be. It definitely it takes some effort, definitely a lot more than I thought it was going to when I started. Yeah, me as well. I think I just kind of got into it and I was making videos. And I wasn't even sure if I was gonna, how much live streaming I was gonna do. At first I thought maybe I'd just be a video channel. I didn't really want to even talk in my videos when I was making them. At first I was using either other people to talk, or I just would put up text to read, kind of old school style. And eventually got over that and decided, hey, you know what, I can talk, I can do this. And it took some trial and error for sure. uh More so in the year before, but that was coming into this year. I had the new show lineup, right? So this is the year I launched the new shows: Unveiling Reality, Preparing History Together, Winning Saturday Night, and now Old School Watch Party Sundays, which is a maybe for tomorrow. It's a maybe for tomorrow. So I have to see. My co-host Shelly is feeling a little under the weather at the time, so I have to see how she feels tomorrow if she's up for it. Hey, Kyle on calendar, how you doing? Welcome, welcome. Happy you're with us tonight. Yeah, we're gonna have some fun tonight. We're gonna go through. I got some, like I said, all the good news of the week. I found all the good news, right? A lot of times during the week we get the good, the bad, and the ugly. And on this show, it's like on this channel, we're a lot more serious during the week. We cover very serious topics. I'm really trying to make the weekends more levity, right? More levity, more comedy, more just laid back kind of stuff, so that I have the variety channel that I always wanted, right? And Winning Saturday Night's part of that. It's like I do great interviews. Like I had MLS on. We had an awesome interview. If you guys haven't seen that, definitely go check it out. We had a great time. As he said, we took on the world's problems, and we might have solved a few of them. But I'll hopefully have him back next year, and hopefully I'll be stopping over in his channel at some point, and we discuss maybe doing something in the coming year. So that'd be great to be over there, making more of a tour around. Maybe make some stops in on other channels at some point. Try to do more of that. So I've been thinking about, what more can I do to add to the shows I'm doing? How can I improve the channel? One thing I don't do anymore is make videos. I really don't make videos. I make one short a week. That's my weekly schedule. I like making that short. It tells everybody what's going on that week, and I get to feature Grinsbar's awesome music. So I enjoy making that, and these have actually been doing really well. So every week you can expect a new song or a new part of a song. I usually like take one song and like break it up over the course of 3 weeks, because the videos are only like a minute long, and his songs are usually like 3 minutes. So you might get to hear three parts of a song, but there's always a link to that song in the description, and you can always go and check out Grimsbar's great music. So I like making that short. That's a lot of fun. That'll continue. But I think I need to probably focus more next year on making more videos, right? Like I have an idea for just off some of the shows I make. Go, okay, I can take that and make that into a video. Man, but with real life and with the real life work, and then doing this, it's just it's tough to fit it all in, right? And I do have ideas for a couple new shows next year that I really want to try. Of course, I'm pushing myself to do something and to break the mold, right? And do something different and do something that's not already being done. There's a lot of repetition out there, and I always try to, like, I'm just never been a conformist. One, I've never been a conformist, and two, I've always tried to go where something isn't, right? There's trends, and you can hop on trends, and that's great and all, but it's like there's a lot of people we're watching trials now, right? So if I was to start doing that, it'd just be like, look, I'm just doing what everybody else is doing, and I don't want to do like that, man. It's like that's not me. But watch alongs seem to be popular. I was thinking, well, since the mold's kind of been broken on the watch alongs, maybe I can just I can watch along to like open heart surgery or something, comment on that, since I have no idea what it's all about. But I don't know if that would go over too well. I was like, well, what else can you watch along to besides the trials these days? I don't know that there is. I was trying to bust my brain up and think, well, you can't do it with sports because it will get copyrighted and taken down immediately. That's something I know. You can't do it with like any kind of like televised thing. I think really court law is like one of the few places you can actually like, follow along with something live and be okay. I was really busting my brain trying to figure out what else out there is there that you can watch along to, just to kind of do watch alongs to people. But I don't know. We do watch alongs with documentaries on Sundays, and now that's a double feature. So now we've kind of branched out to doing documentaries and old school movies. And the one this week we're going to watch was PCU. If that's still going to go through, we'll see. We may have to put that off a week, but if so, that's great. So we already know what we're going to do next time. But we're going to watch a documentary called "Consuming Kids," which is about the marketing and consumerization of childhood. Which we're gonna parlay with some advice about how to kind of counteract that. And then we're going to have the double feature on the back end of that. We're going to watch PCU, Politically Correct University, a funny comedy. It's hilarious. It's got some great one-liners and some great meme kind of stuff in it that if you haven't seen it, man, you're going to love it. It's like another one of those movies like Idiocracy and other ones that are way ahead of their time and kind of predicting what the future could be like. So if you can imagine what Politically Correct University is like, well, they could do a sequel these days called Woke University. It's almost there, but it's not quite to the extreme that we face with that kind of predicament today. But yeah, so we that's my kind of watch alongs, I guess. That's the kind of watch alongs I do. Um and it's like I said, I thank everybody that comes by during the week and spends a little bit of their time trying to do the good work with us, right? Trying to grow their education, to look deeper into important topics, right? And to take that little bit of time to be well-rounded in their viewing here on in the streamer world, right? Here in YouTube land and other places. Rumble. Hey Rumble, how's it going? Thanks for being here over there on Rumble, by the way. Always streaming to Rumble and streaming to X now as well. X. Haven't built that audience up yet, but we're working on it. Hopefully, as things catch on, people will like to tune into the show there. I don't know how much live viewing goes on X, but I figured, hey, if you can stream there, why not do it? Why not do it? And there's a lot of people coming in and out. Make sure you say hello, 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 hello. Make sure I got this up. Okay, so I can see everybody over here too. All right. We're just rolling, rocking and rolling. So tonight I got a lot of cool videos for us to watch. That's what we do when we hang out together. We're gonna watch some funny stuff. And I got some segments that are gonna be coming up. We're gonna do the top 10 list, of course. That's the new part of the show. We got the top 10 list. I'll old late night talk shows of the past. So I got that old school vibe here going on, that Gen X vibe, man. So we're gonna enjoy that. And also got some very interesting videos that you some funny stuff you haven't seen yet, and kind of segmenting them out a little bit. So we're gonna do the good news. What's the good news of the week, right? Got some good news, and then we're gonna do some comedy in there after that, and we're gonna do some music after that. So I've kind of like broken it up into little pieces for tonight. So yeah, man, a lot of chatter from the crowd. Let's get chatter going. I'm here to talk to you guys. Whatever you want to talk about, whatever you want to bring up, bring it up. Let's talk about it. So yeah, YouTube, man, it's an interesting life. It's an interesting life, reflecting back on the year and all that's happened. It's very interesting. I could say I've been a lot of interesting people this year. And I had some really great interviews here on Winning Saturday Night. Like I said, with MLS, and most recently the Broken Baker. That was a great interview. Steve Gosney, V Radio, Radix Verum. See if I can think of all of them. Him has just had some phenomenal interviews this year, and they're all out there in a playlist called Winning Saturday Night. And you can go back and check those all out. Man, I've had some great interviews. I'm very thankful for all of that stuff. Heidi, how you doing? Welcome. So happy you're here. All right. So yeah, we had some great interviews this year, and I really appreciate all the guests that came on and were part of that and helping me get better at being a Saturday night talk show. That's what I really want to be doing out here. Even if I'm just talking to the crowd, it's a talk show with you guys, right? So I promise I'd be doing more of that. So we're doing more of that. And here at the end of the year, as we get by, hey, I like a smiley face. We're gonna be I probably won't have, I don't know how many guests I have coming up towards the end of the year, but I know like closer to Christmas I'll probably take a week off because I'm gonna have family in town. And let's decide to do something crazy between now and then. But I think that for the most part, that's what's gonna be like. I may be able to squeeze one more guest in this year. We'll try it out. And then going into next year, I've got a couple of guests that I've been talking to about coming on. One of them's Meme Copium, so I'm hoping that he'll have some time to come on in January. And of course, I'm always bugging the expert to come on, but we'll see when he decides has time to do that. And that'll be a fun night too. So I'm going to really try to grow this show in that kind of way, like make it like your Saturday night talk show where you want to go to see a good, fun, funny comedy, but cool guest talk show, right? I've always loved talk shows. Too bad they really suck these days. So maybe we could change that. Maybe that's something we can work on here. I am working on another idea. I don't know if I want to blow it or not. It's something I've been kicking around for about a year and a half now, but it's really hard. Like it's really hard to do this. And I have to make it sure it's done right if I'm going to do it, but it's something that I know that hasn't been done yet. It's not out there right now. And if I can nail it, maybe I can be the trendsetter in that space. Right? Maybe that can be another thing that we do. It'll be on the not serious side. It'll be on the fun side. It will involve a lot more people. It'll be kind of my quote unquote panel of shows, right? But not quite a panel. If you get my drift, I'm really trying to dance around the idea so I don't give it away. I always get kind of worried about giving the ideas away. I feel like sometimes if you say too much about them, they don't happen. But we'll see. I'm working on it. I'm probably gonna have to bring some people in to kind of help me brainstorm on how to do it right. And so, I'll be looking for those people as well. I figure as you go along and you get ideas or you're going in the right direction, you're doing the right thing, the right people come, they find each other, right? Like if I'm going to take my work during the week, like the unveiling reality show and eventually turn it into some kind of documentary or some kind of like, as Ghazni recommended a book, I was like, man, I'd be great if I could actually sit down and write like that. Maybe the documentary turns it into a book or vice versa. Week off sounds nice. It's wise to warn your listeners that you may not be here for that period too. Oh, thank you, Heidi. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's coming up to be that time. It'll probably be, let's see if I can get really good at warning my listeners. It'll probably be the week between the week of the 18th and the 29th. So maybe the last 2 of the year. Come back for some New Year's stuff. I don't know. We'll see how that works out. We'll see if I get invited to any New Year's parties this year, or we'll have a New Year's party here. Maybe I'll throw a New Year's party. You know, I love New Year's, but we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah. So we got a couple more weeks here to do our thing. We had a good week this week on unveiling reality. We're really hitting the big the big issues, the big conspiracies to be worried about, like the real ones, the open agendas, they call them open conspiracies for, whatever you want to call them. They're out there, and we're really making some progress on that. And one of the first videos I'm going to pull today, as we make our way into the first segment of the evening, all the good news of this week. And this will probably be a recurring thing as well, especially when it's just the two of us, just all of us together, and I don't have a guest lined up. I will find all the good news of the week and try to run down it with you. So, well, I guess one person's good news is different from another's, right? But some really good stuff, and some of the feature presentators I like to bring up. Let me go ahead and slide on back here for a minute. All right, and I'll start pulling the first video of the evening up. There we go. Okay, so in case you didn't know, you guys remember Jesse Smollett? Remember that guy? He was on Empire. He did the whole fake hate crime stuff. Well, he served about 3 days, and then he went and started an appeal, and they let him out on appeal. So his appeal finally came up this week, and things did not turn out so great for Mr. Smollett. But in addition to this, the people who actually helped him perpetrate the whole mock hate crime actually came out and gave a rundown of it, which is pretty good. It's pretty good. So, let me stop this here. Okay, here we go. So let's go ahead and pull this up, and let's watch our first video of the evening about Jesse Smollett and his attempt to get out of being a complete douche. Here we go.
I object.
And why is that?
Because it's devastating to my case.
Overruled.
Good call.
What's up, it's your boy, Benny. I am proud to report to you that there is justice for social justice. Democrats. Jesse Smollett is going to prison. He will be spending 150 days in the Cook County Jail, one of the worst jails in the nation. Jesse Smollett will be locked up there because he's a charlatan who lied and who deprived resources from the police in Chicago as he made up a racial fake hoax crime story. Of course, you know the entire story of Jesse Smollett.
And the fact that he doubled down on it,
clear lunatic and sociopath.
He still hasn't admitted that he did
He only
anything
served a few days in prison, and now he is
not
going
always
back.
the way.
An Illinois appeals court has ruled that Jesse Smollett will go back to prison. He has now exhausted all opportunities for him to be let out of jail, and he is heading directly into jail now. Now, we were entertained very much so by the judge and his ruling on Jesse Smollett. The judge in the case said that Jesse Smollett is a charlatan who deserves prison. Watch this.
And what happened? Turns out that you're not a victim of a hate crime. You're not a victim of a racial hate crime. You're not a victim of a homophobic hate crime. You're just a charlatan pretending to be a victim of a hate crime. And that's shameful, especially from the family you got brought up with your family values.
Of course, the best coverage at...
Dude, here's to that judge, by the way. Let's all toast that judge real quick, because that was man, I don't know. I'm not a lawyer and I'm not in the courtroom, but I mean, if anyone else is around, he can chime in. But the him to lay into him like that and just really lay it on the line and put everything out there is bravo to the base judge here. How he says, "Oh yeah, I remember seeing that regularly this week, but I forgot about it tonight. It made me feel good to see someone purposefully planning to seek out and report all the good stuff on." Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, let's do that.
At the time was Tucker Carlson, who showed the absolute meltdown that Jesse Smollett had, screaming, "I'm not suicidal." Again, the guy's a complete sociopath. You have to be to lie with such deep aggravation, and then to tell everyone that you're still innocent, even though that you still have all the evidence that checks everyone testifying against you. The awesome dog.
Yeah. That seems to be going around, doesn't it? It's always that one type that it's obvious to everybody else what you're up to, what you've done, and then they pretend like they didn't do it, and then they just adamantly deny it to the end, and then can probably continue to do it.
Darrow brothers, all of it. Check this out.
So it's time to wrap up the Jussie Smollett saga. Smollett was in court today to be sentenced in Chicago. He was convicted, as you well know, of staging a fake hate crime, blaming Trump voters after he paid people to assault him. This afternoon, his family cited the war in Ukraine, as well as COVID, as reasons Jussie Smollett should receive a light sentence. Inventive. Did it work? Fox's Matt Finn is covering for us in Chicago. Hey, Matt.
Hi, Tucker. A short while ago, Jussie Smollett reacted very loudly in court, standing up and shouting after he was sentenced to 150 days in jail. Here is Jussie Smollett moments ago in court.
You will spend the first 150 days of your sentence
All right, this is back when it actually happened originally.
in
Here.
the Cook County Jail. And that will start today, right here, right now.
I am not suicidal.
Okay?
I am not suicidal. I am innocent, and I'm not suicidal. If I did this, then it means that I stuck my fist in the fears of Black Americans in this country for over 400 years, and the fears.
There we go. This race grifting right off the bat. so, but look at him, man. He really wants you to believe he believes it. He knows he's lying, yet he's just doing this like with no guilty conscience whatsoever.
Of the LGBTQ community, and if anything happens to me when I go in there, I did not do it to myself, and you must all know that. I am not.
He thinks he's going to get Epsteined for this thing right here, like not just get his ass beat by a bunch of people being like, man, you make us all look bad.
Suicidal. I am not suicidal, and I am innocent. I could have said that I was guilty a long time ago.
Judge.
He says he's innocent. Watch this. Watch when the two guys that actually did the jumping tell their story.
James Lynn roasted Smollett just before he sentenced him to 150 days in jail, probation, restitution, and fines. Judge Lynn told Smollett that Smollett's name has now become an adverb for lying, pulling a Jussie. The judge said he cannot think of anything worse than that. The judge also telling Smollett that his hypocrisy is astounding because Smollett and his entire close-knit family are known for their social justice work. The judge telling Smollett he has a profoundly dark, arrogant side that betrayed social justice. Judge James Lynn said he arrived at 4 aggravating factors that had influenced his sentencing. Number 1, Smollett's extreme premeditation. Number 2, Smollett caused pain to real hate crime victims. 3, damage to the city of Chicago. And 4, the judge says Smollett lied and perjured himself on the stand for hours and hours. Smollett's defense team read aloud multiple letters requesting mercy written by Jesse Jackson, Black Lives Matter, the Illinois Innocence Project, and Samuel L. Jackson. Smollett's defense team immediately asked for today's sentence to be overturned. The judge immediately denied it, saying the wheels of justice are turning. Tucker.
It's all so great. Matt Finforce from Chicago.
Yeah, I agree.
Jussie Smollett is worried he's going to get Epstein while in jail. Did he offend Hillary Clinton somehow? Not that we know of. We'll watch the story carefully. We do remember that back in February 2019, when this whole thing began, a lot of people had doubts that Jussie Smollett was in fact attacked by racist Trump voters. But shut up, he said. Anyone who doubts his story is a bigot. Remember?
If I had said it was a Muslim or Mexican or someone Black, I feel like the doubters would have supported me a lot more. And that says a lot about the place that we are in our country right now. The fact that we have these fear
in a fantasy world right
these
here.
People that are trying to separate us, and it's just not okay. See,
it's so funny because they're always projecting, right? Lex, what's up? How you doing? Yeah, Jesse should get 5 years in prison. I agree. They should extend his sentence. He got a light sentence. All things, yeah, he got a very light sentence.
It's really the greatest clip ever. So first you have Jussie Smollett attacking the fear mongrels, not the purebred fear people, but the fear mongrels. And then you have Robin Roberts, the highest paid person on television, saying, beautiful, Jussie, beautiful.
Right? They're always projecting.
Jason Whitlock has watched the whole thing. He's the host of Fearless. We're happy to have him join us tonight. So Jason, first concerns for Jussie's safety. Do you think he's going to get Epstein in jail?
No, I don't think he's going to get Epstein. I don't know whether to laugh or cry at this, Tucker. I don't know if I can unpack all of my ideas and thoughts. But Jussie Smollett may be crazy like a fox. And I say that because he certainly has mental issues. What the judge said about his narcissism and a dark side to him, he certainly has it. But maybe that nutty display today was actually a play that he does these 150 days inside a psych ward or mental hospital where he thinks he'll be safer. But then on a more serious side and a more like down or my other thought that just ran through my mind, so many people from Jesse Jackson to the NAACP to so many people in the elite so-called civil rights movement, social justice movement, attach their credibility to that guy. A narcissist with a dark side who did something really heinous here, who clearly is starved for attention. They attach so much of their credibility to him. I felt like what we just saw from Jussie when his sentence was rendered was like that movement, the social justice warrior movement, the civil rights movement. Were these the death throes for Jesse Jackson, Al Sharpton, the NAACP? Because I'm just not sure how you attach your credibility to that guy. And he makes a clown out of himself and you. I don't know how you survive that.
What's interesting is that they leapt to his defense. He's not oppressed. He's the opposite of oppressed. He's a highly paid actor. He's a famous guy. You know, it's just interesting. Like, they identify with him. They think they're victims. The most powerful people in our society pose as victims. Here's one of the most powerful people in our society posing as a victim, and they're all over it, backing up his story. Like, what does this tell you?
Well, the judge pointed it out. I thought brilliantly. I think he took 30, 40 minutes unpacking his decision here. And basically, like, Jussie Smollett comes from privilege, a great family that supported him tremendously. And that's why the judge, like, this is inexcusable. This isn't a crime of premeditation. I mean, this isn't a crime of opportunity. This is a crime of premeditation. You actually thought about this, and given your family background and history.
Oh yeah, no, he left the news
really
on too when the cops came here. Like, why do you still have that on?
Playing a game with a race crime when your family seems so invested in protecting people from race crime.
Mega country, no doubt.
I just, Tucker, I never promote my show, but people need to watch me tomorrow on Fearless with Jason Whitlock, because I can't wait to unpack all of this. This was the craziest thing I've ever seen.
Like, it's coming up. They're going to show the guys who actually did the crime.
I'm just blown away by the acting display and the nutty display from Jussie Smollett, and I feel sorry for all the idiots that leapt to his defense and were crying for mercy. This is a bad day for the grievance industrial complex.
You know, I wonder if his friend Kamala Harris is weighed in.
Toppled.
He what? It's unbelievable. I will say,
statue was just toppled.
Jussie Smollett is committed to his craft as an actor. That's kind of impressive.
Yeah, really.
Jason Whitlock, appreciate your coming on. We will watch Fearless tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you.
Some of the best footage that Fox News has ever taken of any people anywhere on planet Earth is the Austin Darrow brothers walking through how they staged the hoax with Jussie Smollett. They did this for a special on Fox Nation. It's absolutely pitch perfect.
Here it comes.
Chef kiss, watch.
They took our beautiful bench. This is where we waited for Jussie to come before we attacked him. So we got here with 10 minutes to spare, and we had to plan our escape route to survey the land. His building is actually right here, right above the stairs that we're going to attack him at. We made sure we got there at 2 a.m. sharp. On the dot. On the dot. We had no phones because he did not want us to bring any phones. He said, so we don't lose them. I don't know if that's really the reason, but you can deduce your own reason. So 2 a.m., he was nowhere to be found. He was not there. So we were like, damn, what do? We didn't have no way of contacting him. He had no way of contacting us. So we waited here for about, what, 4 minutes? It was about 4 minutes, but it felt like forever. Because it was cold as balls. So I saw him out the corner of my eye, and I was like, okay, that's him. Let's go.
Here we go.
Let's go get this Empire. Yeah, that's him. That's him. Is that him? That's that.
The way this dude walks, man, it's hilarious.
Oh, he's moving fast. Come on, let's get him. Get that nigga. Let's get him.
Muscle
As
down.
we crossed the street, we said, hey, to get his attention. Hey, Nick. Hey. He turned around, looked at us, and that's when we started yelling the famous slurs he wanted us to yell. Hey, aren't you that Empire? Hey, Empire fat Nick. It's MAGA country. And he said, what did you say to me? And then that's when I threw the first punch at him.
Ooh.
I held the blow because I didn't want to hurt him, of course. So I made it look real, but I held it. Then we started tussling, moving around, and then I threw him to the ground. He wanted it to look like he fought back. That was very important for him because he said, hey, don't just beat my ass, make it look like I'm fighting back and whatnot. So we did that. And then I threw him to the ground. And after I threw him to the ground, he had no bruise. I wanted it to look more real. So then I threw him to the ground. After I threw him to the ground, I used my knuckle and gave him a noogie. So I went like this. Why did I do that? To give him a scar, to give him a mark, to make it look real, like he really did get his ass beat. After I did that, I fake kicked him. I don't know what he was doing. I wasn't paying attention.
That's where I came around with the bleach, the infamous bleach in the hot sauce bottle, poured it on his shirt. Then I finally put the rope around his face. I did not put it around his neck. I just placed it on his face, and that's when we took off.
Get out of here.
We live in a broken world, and oftentimes the most evil and banal and wicked people escape justice. That's just what happens when you live inside of a broken system. But thankfully, this time, the person who deserves to be in prison will actually go to jail. Thank God.
There's some good news.
We have a long way to go. Keep going. It's your boy, Benny.
All right.
Stay based. Jussie Smollett. See you in prison, buddy. Well, I won't see him. I'm on a road trip right now.
All right, there's our first good news story of the week. What do you guys think, man? Happy to know that he's actually going to finally serve his jail term. It needed to happen. So, in terms of politics, there was some good news this week. I don't know if you guys saw this or not, but I saw it. I thought it was pretty damn good. We're gonna bring in our friend Officer Brandon Tatum, to talk about this one. This is go ahead and just get that off the playlist there. All right. So this one is Ron DeSantis and Gavin Newsom, the governor of Florida and the governor of California, had a debate this week. And I didn't hear much about it until afterwards. But DeSantis did a great job in this debate. He did a really great job. And as we learned this week on okay, this keeps playing. All right, there we go. All right. As we learned this week, Gavin Newsom, of course, works for the World Economic Forum. He is one of their 10,000 golden boys, one of their future, I guess, their own version of role model leadership. Their groomed leadership, right? So he is, whenever you see this guy, and so in case he gets brought up to replace Biden or anything like that, one of the biggest hits you can put on this guy in terms of just talking to people about him is he works for the World Economic Forum, right? The Great Reset people, the Agenda 2030 people, right? He is one of their groomed leadership, right? They have a bunch of future leaders that they all handpick and they groom and they put out there in the world to further the agenda. He is one of those people, absolutely 101% one of those people. And I was going to actually put out a video this week, kind of like highlighting who the people are in the presidential race that are part of the World Economic Forum, like Tulsi Gabbard, what's the other one that's running? Nikki Haley. Nikki Haley's another one, just like sitting right down in front of everybody, that she works for them. She will always do what they say. And he's one of those guys too. So no doubt, no wonder California is, not doing so hot these days. Not that it hasn't for a long time, but still. Hey, Jacob Castro, how you doing? Welcome. See. Well, he knows how to block a scene. I think it's the correct parlance. All right. It's it. People in San Francisco, the poop country. Oh yeah. Wait, Gavin is. Yep. No way. Really? I know. Can't believe it. Can you? It's hard to believe. Yeah. If you didn't see that, this week's episode of Unveiling Reality has a lot of great information about who these people are, like how they go about implementing their agenda, and what we can do to kind of get in the way of it. But yeah, there's a lot of good information in this week's Unveiling Reality about the World Economic Forum and the Great Reset and their plans for 2030, which we should all be aware of, because that's the real thing that's trying to come after us right now. That's the real thing that's in front of us that we need to be trying to head off and subvert by not allowing any of their leadership to get into power, because that's how their game works, right? So let's bring up this next video here. I'll tell you what, DeSantis wipes the floor with them. Check this out. Let me get to the part where we just get into it. Okay, here.
I had one of the greatest speeches that I've done. Shut this video. Let's get into this. Ladies and gentlemen, I got to say this before I start the video. I had one of the greatest speeches that I've done. A professor at a university decided to challenge me and got her head spanked, and we could not get it on video. Oh, I'm sick. They refused to let us record. Anyway, let's talk about the subject at hand. I just had to throw that out there. It was on my heart. It was on my chest bone. All right, so Ron DeSantis and Gavin Newsom had a debate last night. They had a debate last night, but I was doing my speech last night, so I didn't get to see it. However, I've been able to see some clips from it today, a little bit yesterday and then today. But let me just say this. What are your thoughts, Brandon, on the debate between Gavin Newsom and Ron DeSantis? I think that the debate was important. And there's a lot of people that's saying it ain't important. It's a waste of time. No, it is not a waste of time. And especially Donald Trump. Donald Trump, just figure out what you got going on legally and quit interjecting yourself in this stuff. I saw Donald Trump post that this is a pointless debate. No, it is not. Because let's keep it real for a minute. There are people who I don't understand that will not listen to Donald Trump.
It's good to see two governors debating.
Donald Trump can tell how great the unemployment is under his administration. They don't give a fuck about
nothing. They really just address
state
issues.
They hate his guts. They hope he dies.
They had some
definitely some life. Nobody's listening to him
there as well.
Joe Biden is dead. He's literally a dead man walking. He's circling the drain. So a lot of people will never listen to him. He's old. He's dumb. He's losing it. Nobody will ever listen to Joe Biden. So you two old dudes can talk as much as you want, and many people will tune you out. But Ron DeSantis and Gavin Newsom, to be honest, they are the future of Republican and liberal politics. They are the future. Ron DeSantis will one day be the president if he so chooses. And so will Gavin Newsom be a contestant for president if he so chooses. And America wants to see the left coast and the right coast. They want to see
that's really what it was
are
about.
they looking forward to as Republican leadership across the country, not just presidential leadership, but Republican leadership versus leftist leadership versus Democrats.
We should do a rewatch.
That's why this debate is important. Now, I will say this. I want to play the clip.
How many people
because I
actually
wanna
saw
show
this?
and give some respect to Ron DeSantis for just smashing Gavin Newsom every step of the way. There's no denying that Ron DeSantis won this debate. Just listen to the clip. Roll the film.
But let me just say something about parents' rights, because he says California respects parents' rights. This is rich. He's been telling a lot of whoppers tonight. This may be the biggest. In California, if you're a parent in Iowa or New Hampshire or South Carolina, your minor child can go to California without your knowledge or without your consent and get hormone therapy, puberty blockers, and a sex change operation, all without you knowing or consenting.
I misspelled DeSantis wrong.
That's huge. Is it true? Or is Ron DeSantis being superfluous and just making up stuff because he's a right-winger? Let us see.
How in the heck is that honoring parents' rights when you're bringing people from out of state
let me know
to
what
go
you guys-
around their parents' backs and getting life-altering surgeries? That is radical. That is
Ron,
extreme.
these kids
That is an
just want
assault
to
on
live.
parents' rights.
You know what, Ron?
It's not for you to decide. It's for the parents to decide. And the parents do not want their kids go.
So he said these kids just
Yeah,
want to
hold on real
survive.
quick.
So what Ron
Thomas, man, we were born into the WWE government. This is the first time in a long time we haven't actually had it. So what we gotta hope is we don't get back to doing that. The false left-right paradigm, man. That was something we were born into. The neocons on one side and the establishment Democrats on the other, just pretending like they were at each other's throats, but meanwhile they're partying and plotting together, never erasing each other's doings from one run to the next. They'd run on it. They're going to do something about it and then just leave it in place.
DeSantis said is true. So people can come from other states and come into California unbeknownst to their parents, get a sex change and hormones. They just want to survive. They kids. Okay, let's get
The role of the schools to educate kids, not indoctrinate kids. It's not to impose an agenda. It's to do the basics. And what we've said in Florida is it's inappropriate to tell a kindergartner that their gender is a choice. It's inappropriate to tell a second grader that they may have been born in the wrong body. Now, California has that. They want to have that injected into the elementary school. My wife and I have a 7, 5, and a 3-year-old. We don't think that that's appropriate. And I know most parents do not think it's appropriate. It's also important to respect parental rights to know what curriculum is being used in the classroom, and everything should be age appropriate. I actually have something that I brought.
He pulled a Donald Trump on him, like pull an envelope out the suit jacket.
That some parents have objected to. So this is a book that's in some of the schools in California. Florida, this is not consistent with our standards, called Gender Queer. Some of it's blacked out. You would not probably be able to put this on air. This is pornography. It's cartoons. It's aimed at children, and it's wrong. So this should not be in schools. When people like on the left say that somehow you're banning books by removing this from a young kid's classroom. No, this is not age appropriate. And so we're going to stand for the rights of parents. I think we need to do that nationwide. I don't think you can have a situation where some states just trample on the rights of parents. Parents have a fundamental right to direct the education and upbringing of their kids.
Now, how can anybody disagree with that? Can anybody in the comment section, does anybody disagree with what Ron DeSantis said? So unless Gavin Newsom agreed with him on everything he said, then you already know who won that argument.
Here's what I would say. I talked to a lot of people that have moved from California to Florida, and we never used to get people from California to Florida or really anywhere in these, because why would you leave California? It's got the best weather, great natural forces. Excuse me, sir. But one of the things that I did, I was talking to a gentleman, a couple.
Guys, I'm going to let the debate breathe, but it's his turn.
That dude looked like a snake oil salesman. I don't get how somebody can not see that he is a snake oil salesman.
Right.
Let's take turns.
So I was talking to a fella who had made the move from California to Florida, and he was telling me that Florida is much better governed, safer, better budget, lower taxes, all this stuff. And he's really happy with the quality of life. And then he paused and he said, by the way, I'm Gavin Newsom's father-in-law. So we do count Gavin's in-laws as some of the people that have fled California and come to the state of Florida. And why are we getting people to come? We have a 50-year low in the crime rate. You don't see in the last 10 years, we've had a 45% decline in homelessness. California's had a 45% increase in homelessness. We back the blue. I was walking the streets of San Francisco a couple months ago, and I had some of the cops in San Francisco do a beeline to come over to me, and I didn't know what they were going to say. And they're like, we want to thank you for standing for law enforcement because we don't get that support in the state of California. So people understand quality of life matters. They understand that Florida's doing it right. And I can tell you the numbers speak for themselves. We have way more people moving to this state than leaving. Gavin can't say the opposite. More people are leaving California than are moving into California.
Sound about right to me? Police tell me all the time. Police message me online when I'm in California. When I see police officers in California, I've spoken in California several times. I've done events in California, and I ain't had a single police officer tell me that they felt respected in California. Many of them want to leave. They want to retire. California's horrible for policing. Ron DeSantis ain't lying. People are leaving California in groves. I got at least 3 or 4 people that work for me now that was in California that has worked with me in the last year. Let me just say that. They came from California. Probably more than that. Finish.
I mean, this is a map of San Francisco. There's a lot of plots on that. You may be asking, what is that plotting? Well, this is an app where they plot the human feces that are found on the streets of San Francisco. And you see how almost the whole thing is covered because that is what has happened in one of the previous greatest cities this country's ever had. Human feces is now a fact of life, except when a communist dictator comes to town. Then they cleaned up the streets. They lined the streets with Chinese flags. They didn't put American flags there. They cleaned everything up. So they're willing to do it for a communist dictator, but they're not willing to do it for their own people.
I want to get
Ron DeSantis on here spanky wanking, man. God dang. You know, he on here just smashing Gavin Newsom because facts are a lot more compelling than emotionalism, especially when you have the facts presented right there. And there's no denying any of the facts that Ron DeSantis said by Gavin Newsom. Yeah, I mean, any legitimate denial. And I watched one Gavin Newsom clip where he posted on his own page about the unemployment and about jobs being created. And I think it's absolutely mind-blowing that you should know you cannot trust this person. When Gavin Newsom claims that job growth is somehow a new phenomenon that has occurred under the Biden administration, when what happened was people lost their jobs during COVID and many of them are getting their jobs back. You can't count that as job growth. And then they count job loss against Donald Trump. They count unemployment against Donald Trump when COVID happened. And tens of thousands of people were out of work, hundreds of thousands. And then they finally let the government up, stop mandating masks and all this stuff. People go back to work and they go, look, we created 50 million new jobs. Well, people lost 45 million jobs when you were doing what you did. And of course, I'm giving a number in part. I don't know what the real number is, but that's pretty much what happened. The unemployment is the lowest it's ever been. Now, listen, all you have to do is look in the mirror, look at your 401k, look at your bank account, look at the groceries and say, do you see that? Do you see the unemployment being a thing? Like, nobody sees it. And people that live in California and San Francisco, they know that they cleaned it up for Xi Jinping, whatever. I don't know who went out there. They know they cleaned it up for the Chinese government. They know they did it. They saw them do it. They watched them do it. I heard people talking about it. I wasn't there, so I didn't see it. They got the poop map. I know people personally who's been affected by homeless people pooping in front of their business. It's crazy to me. It's crazy to me. And that's why I think the debate is important. Because the Democrats want the world to go like Gavin Newsom in California. The Republicans want the world
He didn't
to
look
go like
embarrassed
Florida
at all.
and Ron DeSantis. And you should be the one smart enough to make the decision. I'll see you on the next one.
All right. You guys hear me all right? Let me know if you can hear me. Just give me a thumbs up in the chat because my my equalizer thing here went out and I don't see that my bars are moving. Oh, good. And that gets me a little nervous. So I don't know what's going on. Maybe I need to upgrade this app here that has the equalizer on it. But that gets me real nervous when I don't see that. So all right. Thank you so much for the thumbs up. Appreciate it. All right. Well, so yeah, that's some good news, huh? Got some nice clips of DeSantis working over Gavin Newsom because there has been a lot of talk lately about Gavin Newsom taking Biden's place. Oh yeah, and by the way, I meant to say, by the way, that debate was cut short. A lot of people don't know this. The debate was cut short because Gavin Newsom's wife told him to quit, and he did. Yeah, absolutely did. He quit. He just said, okay, we're done here. Because he was getting killed. And I guess she just figured, hey, we can't keep this up, or else, you're going to be toast. So, yeah, interesting little side note there. Yeah. So we'll see. We shall see. But if he does end up replacing Biden and Biden, and there's a lot of talk that might happen, or somebody might step in and replace him. I want Biden to run again. I want him to run again because we deserve a shot to set the record straight. I think this time it'll get done. But but if he does, just remember, man, Brandon, it doesn't take much. Brandon with that World Economic Forum label over and over and over again. I will go out of my way to make memes and to make videos about that to make sure that that word gets out. Because when you put that on top of something that people generally don't like, right? You put his face on it and let them know that's one of their guys. Average person might not know that, right? But if you get out there enough, it'll get the job done. That's the thing with Biden too. When he ran, I was like, guys, we just have to focus on one thing: the children sniffing. You have, call it what you want to. I have my own name for it, but that if we just did that every single day, every day, that was the only thing we talked about, I think that would have done the job. And it barely got mentioned. It should have been mentioned a lot more. It should have been the first thing out of Trump's mouth every time we talked about him. Because that's just something people will not stand for. No matter what side of the aisle you're on, most people will not appreciate that. But when they don't have the information about it, they will easily go, well, they're Trump and his daughter, and Trump and this and Trump and that, and they grab them by the what, and they keep defaulting to that like that's the same thing. It's not the same thing. That's what I said. It's like you actually compare this to. That's a very big difference. And they would get, well, you know what he said about his daughter and blah, blah, blah. It's like, that's not the same thing. It's not the same thing. When I'm winning, I always like to cut it short. There you go. I'm totally supporting Biden in the primary and Trump in the general. There you go. That's strategic thinking right there. That's strategic thinking. Make sure he gets. Of course, if he's going to run, he already has it because the left does super delegates. It's the easiest way to know who's going to win on the left. They always pre-pick their candidate. They always pre-pick them. I think the only time they pivoted was with Obama because they just felt like, okay, it was a good strategic move to do that. And they actually called Hillary and him in together to say, we're switching this thing up. And this is what's going to happen. You're going to give her a cabinet seat. And then you can run again after he's done. So they figured they had time. They didn't see Trump coming, but there you have it. So last time we did you and I, just a winning in the crowd show. We, let's see, I had a report on Brian Stelter. I did some Mark Dice with Brian Stelter and about the book sales. Well, I have a follow-up on that. This was really funny too. It's basically a follow-up on that report. Now, how many books do you think Brian Stelter actually did sell, right? This is hilarious, guys. This is hilarious. Check this out.
The results are in. We now have the official sales figures for Brian Stelter's new book about Fox News, Network of Lies, and the exact number of copies that he sold. Because in the publishing industry, all bookstores report to the Nielsen Rating Company the number of books that are scanned and sold through the Nielsen Book Scan division. And so,
okay, before we get to the number, in the chat, guys, go ahead and put out your best guess. How many books did Brian Stelter sell? His new book, Network of Lies, his assault on Fox News, which, whatever. Establishment media is establishment media to me. But, how many do you think he actually sold? Heidi says 535. T-Rex, I think he said 7.2. So 7.2 total? Or 7.2 thousand or what? What you guys got? Everybody, just throw some numbers out. Throw your numbers out. I'll put them on screen. Let's see what you got. See, I type it in. Depends on how many China bought to boost his numbers. $1 says Jacob Castro. $1. $1. Dirk Diller says 3. All right. We're guessing low, guys. Okay. Oh, actually, okay. 7.2 trial. He bought 4 for his family. Gotcha. Okay. Let's see. If that was low, then I guess China is not backing him anymore. Okay. All right. Let's get to it.
those figures are public. And now we know how well as this Mediaite article reports how lackluster the sales were. Actually, this headline is fake news. It should read, Brian Stelter's Fox News book, Network of Lies, has beyond pathetic and embarrassing sales figures in first week. In the weeks leading up to Thanksgiving weekend, former CNN anchor and media reporter Brian Stelter was nearly ubiquitous in the political media world, promoting his new book, Network of Lies, on various outlets, and even hosting a Tony and star-studded book party at the legendary Michael's in New York. And I must add that he was also welcomed back onto CNN, which was a very awkward interview, and they didn't address the elephant in the room that he got fired for being a laughingstock. But because he is the world's foremost expert on complaining about Fox News, CNN had him on to air his grievances and promote his book. There we go. Are you ready for the big reveal? Unfortunately for Stelter and his publisher, Simon & Schuster, which is like the biggest publisher in the entire industry, the promotion and strong reviews have not yet, nor will they ever, turn into book sales. Less than 4,000 copies were sold in its first week. And let me tell you about a little secret about the book publishing world. With rare exceptions, virtually every book sells almost all of the copies that it's ever going to sell in the first week. Like 95% of the copies that are ever going to be sold for any particular book are purchased within the first week. And so that means that Brian Stelter may squeak out another 1,000 copies over the next month for Christmas, bringing him to a grand total of approximately 5,000 copies. Very few people noticed this failure, though, because I guess everybody has forgotten about Brian Stelter. But the Daily Caller noticed. Former CNN host Brian Stelter's new book about Fox News flops in its first week. I would add it's just a total flop. Sales are not going to pick up ever. Here's a much more accurate headline from the Gateway Pundit, which, by the way, has been blocked in the congressional office buildings. Congressman Matt Gaetz just made a statement saying that the website on the URL level has been blocked by the government's IT department. So he's going to start an investigation into that. But here's their headline. New book by former CNN host Brian Stelter is a big fat flop. And here's Congressman Matt Gaetz, one of the handful of actually respectable members of Congress, yesterday revealing that the government is now censoring the Gateway Pundit website.
On the Gateway Pundit, a website that I read, they do breaking news, they do investigative reporting, they do opinion pieces, they publish op-eds. The Gateway Pundit is a great website. It's a great source for analysis and information and opinion. Well, we went back to harvest the clip to show you on this program from the Gateway Pundit, and I have breaking news for you. The United States House of Representatives has blocked access for congressmen and congressional staff to the Gateway Pundit. That's right. If you try to go to the Gateway Pundit, the website is blocked according to House of Representatives policy.
So it's not just a glitch, not just a temporary outage. Website is blocked according to House policy. Click here to report via remedy self-service ticket if you believe it is an error. Somebody in the IT department in the United States government blocked on a URL level the Gateway Pundit website, and I'm sure many others.
So we're going to fix that. I don't know who thought that was an appropriate action, but we're going to get to the bottom of it. I'm going to be speaking with the House Administration Committee, Chairman Stile, Speaker of the House if necessary. We're not going to have the House censoring our access to conservative news and to conservative analysis.
And in one last-ditch effort to try to help little Brian sell a few dozen more books, the old bags on The View had him on the show in person for the first time in his entire, well, if you can call it a career, in his entire life.
Well, Brian, it's been well documented the role that Fox News played in spreading the big lie of the stolen election in 2020.
I'm sorry, what she means is questioning the security of the electronic voting machines. I'm not going to play the montage of all the Democrats in the lead up to the 2020 presidential election, wondering about whether or not they were secure, and talking about some of the known security flaws in them that I've already covered numerous times.
And you write in the book, Rupert and Lachlan Murdoch let it happen. If father and son have regrets, they have not expressed any publicly. So what did you find out about why Fox, as you say, let it happen? Was it just to appease viewers?
It's because nobody was in charge. And that's the really distressing thing to think about. At a television network, you want to have stars on screen. You want to have people behind the scenes producing and executives who are holding everybody responsible. But that just isn't how it works at Fox. I know at CNN, if I went on air and started lying about something, I would be held accountable. Well, that didn't happen at Fox. The opposite happened at Fox. They were actually encouraged to keep these stories going because, as you said, it's good for the ratings, good for the bottom line, and because nobody was in charge.
How dare a news network report on Americans' concerns about the security of the voting machines that determine the supposed outcome of our elected officials? And since Fox News fired Tucker Carlson, there's really no reason to watch the network anymore. Better to tune into Newsmax instead. And Fox News just continues to go downhill with Jesse Waters, who fills in the old Tucker time slot, interviewing the old Jersey Shore cast member, DJ Pauly D, about the impact of inflation on America. I
Leslie.
mean, what's next? Are they going to interview some washed up romance novel cover model from the 1990s about the latest Israel-Hamas conflict? Oh, wait, what's this? Fabio weighs in on the Israel-Hamas war. Now, when I first saw this, I thought this is probably actually a meme, but being your trusted media analyst, I double and triple checked the facts, and this is real. Now, you millennials and Zoomers probably don't know who Fabio is. He had his 15 minutes of fame back in, I think, the late 1990s.
They have
In
a
some lame
Fabio on now talking
commercials.
about the
I think he holds the
Israel-Hamas
record
war.
for the most number of covers on romance novels. And so, who better to have on to talk about the latest conflict in the Middle East than Fabio?
A noted actor and a recognizable face to all of you is saying, you know, it is about time. Fabio, of course, the Italian-American
Hey,
actor,
Xander,
of course,
what's
very
up?
famous for being on so many book covers. I think almost 500 of them. I don't think anyone holds that record. Normally a very nice-looking guy who doesn't like to get into nasty, ugly political fights, but Fabio has had enough, kind enough to join us now. Good to see
He's
you,
had
Fabio.
enough. Fabio's
Thank
had
you.
enough,
Great seeing
guys.
you. You know, it's been so long, since to see you the last time. You look great.
You look great. You know, you and I about the same age. You look so much better, and it kills me. But that I don't want this to be about my ego. I do want to talk to you though. What got you upset, Fabio? You were seeing and hearing a lot of stuff coming out of the pro-Palestinian rallies, and something got your goat. I don't know what it was, but you said enough, and you ripped Hollywood as a result. That it should do more. Explain.
So he's not even Israeli or Palestinian. He's Italian. He just tweeted about the conflict, and they just decided to have him on to
Yeah,
talk
right.
about it. They might as well
Why
have Brian
not?
Stelter on because that would make about as much sense. Oh, and I haven't even plugged my own book, which, in case you haven't heard, it did make it to number 4 on the Amazon bestseller list. So get some of your Christmas shopping done this weekend by
There
ordering a
you
bunch of
go.
copies of The War on Conservatives in paperback from Amazon.com. Not
I've
available
actually
in
read
stores.
some of that
And
book.
by the way,
It's
this
good.
weekend, save
I like
20%
it.
off of any of my shirts at markdice.com by using the promo code Trump Clause
All
at
right,
checkout.
so yeah.
So Trump Clause is back. Classic
There's some
sweatshirt.
good
Also
news
available
for
in a
us.
t-shirt. So head on over to
Brian Stelter. Well, you make a trash book, you get trash sales. That's pretty much what it is. Oh man. Hopefully he'll never make it back to TV again. I've been his last hurrah there. So I got one more in the category of good news this week. Good news this week. This one hits kind of close to home. And hopefully this plays out the way it looks. Let me stop that. All right, let's back it up a little bit. There we go. All right. So I haven't featured this person yet. The Liberal Hive Mind. A lot of people like the Liberal Hive Mind. I'm subscribed, have been for years. What a great channel. Another one, another avatar. One of my avatar brothers out there, just doing it with the avatar way, the way of the avatar. Yes. So I'll bring this in here. So we're talking about here. It looks like the Democrats are pulling out of key swing states ahead of 2024. Now I don't know what that means, but it's good news because they're talking about actually one of the key states that they were managed to finagle last time. And it's a good sign when they start pulling their money out of places. They figure, well, it's not going to work, right? I think he does a great job breaking this down. So here's some more good news for you right here. It looks like things are turning around for the state of Georgia.
Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind. Friends, if we're doing a pre-election analysis and we're trying to get an idea as to where things are going, there's only one true tactic, one strategy to apply. It's an age-old strategy for a reason. It's called follow the money. Follow the money and it'll tell you pretty much everything you need to know. Well, folks, I've been following the money. I've been following the money on both sides. And let's just say following the money took me to a very interesting place this morning. Folks, what if I told you that the Democrats and Joe Biden's campaign essentially just gave up? Joe Biden's presidential campaign just gave up one of the most important swing states, arguably the most important swing state. It certainly was in the previous election. They pulled out funding, they pulled out money, they've essentially conceded the state. It's not happening. Trump's gonna win it. And that state, folks, is Georgia. You heard
Thank
me right.
God.
The
I hope
state of
this is
Georgia.
true.
Stacey
I really
Abrams
do.
was hailed as a hero back in 2020, supposedly flipping the state blue for Joe Biden thanks to her activism. Donald Trump.
Which I warned about, which I actually warned about ad nauseum prior to 2020. I was like, if we don't do something about this, guys, it's going to come back to bite us in the ass. And sure enough, because I live down here and man, I see all the work they put in. I could go on and on about this, but I mean, I was like, if he doesn't do something to stop this stuff, it's going to be bad. And of course, nobody saw the big coof coming, right? But that really sealed the deal there. And of course, nobody knew about some of the finagling they were doing in behind the scenes with the laws and whatnot as well. That was some stuff that was hidden and veiled very, very nicely until it was too late to do anything about it. However, the ballot harvesting and the on the ground activism of Stacey Abrams and her little scheme paid dividends for him this time. But see, they had tried it in the interim elections. So I saw what they were trying to do. And I was like, if we don't do something about this, man, it's going to come back to bite us. But they didn't. And hard lesson to learn, but hopefully we have learned it and are ready for it in 2024.
Legacy was done in the state's conservative legacy done and dusted, finished. The Democrat stronghold Atlanta metro area has taken over the state. That was the narrative at the time, and boy, do things change fast in less than 4 years, as it seems as though the state is right back to where it was, right back to his roots as a conservative stronghold, and Democrats are now giving up. It seems as though Joe Biden's campaign is in full-on collapse at this point. Honestly, I think they're probably considering replacing him. I think it's a little bit too late, and I think Joe Biden's ego and his selfishness is probably too big for him to ever actually resign or step down. So that's probably not going to happen. But I think people are certainly starting to consider it because this is bad. I mean, this is horrible. If you're a Democrat Biden supporter following the election, this is arguably the worst news we've received yet. And this, by the way, piling on in Georgia after Fani Willis announced that most likely her case or the trial in Trump's fake electors scheme will most likely extend post 2024 election into mid 2025. It's more bad news for the Blue Anon crew. We got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. All right, folks. So of course I wasn't lying. That's the story this morning. Biden campaign and Democrat donors appear to concede major swing state to the GOP. The Biden campaign and Democrat donors do not appear to be willing to spend much time and money trying to win Georgia in next year's presidential race, even though Joe Biden won the state in 2020 and both senators there are now Democrats. The New York Times reported on Friday that Cliff Albright, executive director of the Black Voters Matter Fund, told the publication his impression from Democratic donors and party leaders is that Georgia is not like first tier, adding that some early indications are that it's not going to get to top-level prioritization. The left-leaning organization he co-founded spent more than $1 million to oppose former Republican Senators Kelly Loeffler and David Perdue in 2020, and nearly $400,000 to elect Democratic Senators Raphael Warnock and John Ossoff. Democratic donor and Democracy in Color founder Steve Phillips, who backed two-time Georgia gubernatorial loser Stacey Abrams early on and who remains a supporter, echoed Albright's observations. For some inexplicable reason, a lot of people are leaving Georgia out of the top tier of states to focus on next year, Phillips told the New York Times. He added that top donors and different advisors to billionaires are telling him that they have top tier lists of 5 states and Georgia is not in it. The Times added, the national money that once flowed freely from Democratic...
See, I'm wondering what the top tier states are now. Like, I'm wondering what they are. I'd like to know what that. I'd like to know what's on that list.
Groups to help win pivotal Senate contests in Georgia has been slow in coming, leading organizers just over a month from the anticipated start of their initiatives to mobilize voters for the presidential election say they are confronting a deep sense of apathy among key constituencies that will take even more resources to contend with. What does all of that tell you? It tells you that Democrats have dropped Georgia from even the top 5 of priorities. In the last election season, Georgia was arguably number 1 or pretty high up there, definitely in the top 5. I mean, Georgia was the state. Georgia was the state that made it all happen. Georgia, Wisconsin, and Arizona. But Georgia was the biggest shocker. I mean, it was the biggest shift. Losing Senate seats, losing the state as a whole, losing in the runoff, losing in 2022. I mean, just losing in Georgia. There's been nonstop losses. You would expect that would be the place that Democrats would be salivating over. We can turn this into a Democrat stronghold with one of the most corrupt Democrat cities as the core. I mean, it's basically like a Democrat wet dream. It's like Chicago version 2.0, but it's gotten so bad for them there that they're pulling out completely. You know, I think they were hoping for the whole Fani Willis case in Georgia, or rather in Fulton County in Atlanta, to benefit them. I think they were hoping that Donald Trump was going to be labeled as this conspiratorial gang leader criminal who attempted to overthrow the U.S. government with his fraud scheme in Georgia. I think they were hoping to make Donald Trump an absolute pariah in the state, but it seems as though the whole thing backfired to the extent that they're now giving up. You know, initially when Donald Trump showed up in Fulton County to get booked, we saw something that I thought was a little weird. Let's actually play that little flashback clip. When Donald Trump's motorcade was bringing him to the courthouse, there was like a little parade cheering him on the side of the street. And this was in Fulton County, and a lot of the individuals who were cheering him weren't exactly your typical white MAGA voters. To a lot of people, that was shocking. Then fast forward, what's it been, like 2 months? Trump is surging in Georgia, not only with lifelong conservative white voters, but with black voters as well. He's gaining support across the board. People in Georgia have become more sympathetic to Donald Trump post Fani Willis indictment than they were previous. And that's absolutely astonishing. And it's kind of, in a way, what I predicted. You know, my assumption assumption on the whole thing was built off, well, everything else, I guess, recent history. Every time they go after Trump, every time they attempt to impeach him, every time there's a new Trump is definitely going down this time story, it ends up falling flat on its face, and the result tends to be Donald Trump becomes more popular in the end than he was initially. And that's exactly what we're seeing here. Trump is ahead with independents in the state of Georgia by nearly 20 points. Trump is trouncing Joe Biden in a head-to-head matchup in the state of Georgia, possibly every single poll. And Trump is overperforming with black voters across the United States, including in Fulton County and across Georgia. The Democrat plan has backfired in spectacular fashion. And I think today's story is probably the first official confirmation of that. And I think the most important conclusion or the confirmation is that Joe Biden is done. Joe Biden is finished. He is done. The headlines tell you all that you need to know. It's an absolute disaster. He's literally wobbling around. I have no idea what I'm even looking at. We're losing across the globe. Actually, something really significant happened just yesterday. Adversary on brink of peace deal under Trump now sheds the agreement in Biden era. North Korean leader Kim Jong-un celebrated the launch of last week's spy satellite, saying that it had propelled the country into a new era of space power. While it was unclear by week's end if the launch was successful, it's worth noting that 2 previous attempts by Pyongyang to heft a spy satellite into orbit have failed. But more noteworthy is a statement put out by Kim's defense ministry following the launch. From now on, our army will never be bound by the September 19th North-South Military Agreement, the deal better known as the Comprehensive Military Agreement, which was signed in 2018 during then-President Donald Trump's term. So Trump achieved a military deal, a military agreement between North and South Korea during his time as president. And under Joe Biden, conveniently, it's been scrapped. Joe Biden is undoing so much good just with his presence, just with the weakness that he's projecting on the world. He's so incredibly frail and weak. He forgets people's names constantly. Here he is again.
I'm embarrassed. I think it's CBS, but I can't remember who is CBS. I'm sorry.
It's obviously raising more and more concern. You know, we're losing on foreign policy, we're losing on the economy, we're losing on the world stage, and it's because Joe Biden is wobbling around and can't get people's names right. And so the more they persecute Donald Trump, the more they lie to protect Joe Biden, the more they play these dishonest games, the more people are paying attention, especially during an election season, and seeing the picture for what it is, well, the more Joe Biden collapses, and inevitably, the higher up Donald Trump continues to rise. We're seeing it, and honestly, I don't think we're even close to the peak. I don't see how Joe Biden turns this whole thing around. I think Joe Biden continues to go down from here. Inevitably, Trump continues to stay stagnant or rise slightly, because come on, you really think Joe Biden is going to turn this whole thing around and start walking through that door, eyeing opportunities tactically and executing strategies to put himself back in the limelight, in a positive spotlight? Give me a freaking break. Joe Biden is done. He's dusted. Democrats are giving up on him. They seem to be giving up in terms of election strategy in general in battleground states. I don't know what the strategy is anymore. It's hard to tell. I mean, if I was a Democrat strategist, I wouldn't even know where to go, to be completely honest. They're just losing everywhere. How do you stop the bleeding? I don't know. That's for them to figure it out. I just don't think it's happening with Joe Biden at the head of the ship. Anyways, that's pretty much what's on my mind. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like and possibly
check out Liberal Hive Mind. If you guys don't have Liberal Hive Mind on your subscription list, definitely add them because they're great content, and he puts out lots of stuff every day. But hey, everybody, we got a super chat, and you know what that means. T-Rex Trucking Anymore says $5. Thank you, sir, for that. The Gen Z's influencers paid for by the DNC have resigned to saying, if you don't vote for Biden, F you. The left is scared. Absolutely. Absolutely. And thank you for the super chat. Oh my. Thank you, sir, for the super chat. I appreciate that. It'll go towards Christmas. There we go. Go toward little winning lives, Christmas. Oh boy. They got a nice list all together this year. Now, okay, so that was the good news of the week. I hope you guys enjoyed the good news. That's the good news. We got some good news going on. Something to feel good about here at the end of the week. And now we're going to get to some of the weird and wacky stuff. Let's see. Oh yeah, I did have one more. You'll like this one too, by the way. This goes back to the J6 stuff. So yeah, we just kind of a follow-up on the one we did last week as well. Let me go ahead and get this. I forgot I had this. And then next I'm gonna show you guys something next you've never seen before. Like after this, I got a sport. Like, you know, I showed you guys, I don't know if you're around for the Unveiling Reality, the Drama Triangle episode. But it gave me an idea that I'm gonna start trying to find like really odd sports to show on Winning Saturday Night, just like for some comedy. But I got one of the most oddest sports you've ever seen coming up. This is great, man. I can't wait to show it to you. But I really want you guys to see this because this is a great follow-up. Again, more good news that that the bad guys are getting exposed more and more, and we're gonna get some justice, some vindication for the J6 hoax, which is now called. Yeah, Heidi, good news, good news, good news. Yes, we like the good news. That's what we're gonna do here. Is we're gonna say the good news here. All right, so here we go. Another Benny Johnson. Benny Johnson's gonna help us out with this one. Here we go.
Magnificent, aren't they?
What's up, guys? It's your boy Benny. We have a new show here, and so it is our obligation to show you all of the evidence, regardless of what conclusion we may come to, even if that conclusion may piss off a lot of people. There is a member of Congress who's one of our favorites, a friend of the show, named Clay Higgins. Clay Higgins has...
Let's see, one thing I've realized is that, like, when you get to be a big channel like Benny Johnson or Brandon Tatum and stuff, these guys actually have staff, right? They have staff that help them do all this stuff. So really, all they gotta do is hop in front of the camera, get the story, and go. And then they have staff that does the rest of it, and I guess they check off on it, and then they go to a meeting and they brainstorm. That's got to make it a lot fluider. Like we start to look like this, instead of like this, like like the way I look. But I look. Maybe I'll get to this point one day where I actually have a staff and whatnot. I did say if I can get to a certain number, maybe I'll actually become a human here on camera and whatnot, and just go for it all the way. But yeah, I think I have to get to a certain point before I'm willing to give up the idea here. I go back and forth on it all the time. I really do. Whether to do it, but 5,000, I may turn the camera on. I don't know, but if getting to 5,000 has been tough. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see if it actually is viable to do that or whatnot. So 5,000, 10,000, I leave it on all the time. Oh man, thank you so much, Leslie, for the $20 super chat. You rock. Thank you. And I'm very happy you're enjoying the stream. I'm so happy that you're here with us tonight, having a great winning Saturday night. All of us together, just having a blast. And I got lots of laughs and lots of cool stuff still coming up. Of course, we're going to do our top 10 list as well. And I got a great Christmas themed top 10 list that should hopefully get you guys laughing. So let's go ahead and get through this last little bit of good news, and then we will get on to the rest of the show.
often and regularly gone after the FBI for putting people dressed as Trump supporters inside of the Capitol before January 6th. And now it seems that there is a preponderance of evidence to prove that this actually did indeed happen. Clay Higgins was on Newsmax last night where he dropped an absolute thermonuclear bombshell saying that hundreds of FBI informants were inside of the United States Capitol before the doors were open. We're going to go through this entire allegation. And
I mean, dude, seriously, if this is true, then you know Pelosi and all them were behind it as well, because she told the guards to stand down. And he's going to show you a bunch of evidence here. But man, there's got to be some justice. I'm tired of this one-sided justice system that's going on, where the establishment gets away with everything. They do crap like this to get caught, and nobody pays for it. This, if I could, that's my Christmas wish. You know, I just want justice for the corruption that's going on in this world, in this government, in this country, and in this world. But I'll take this against this, the government right now. I'll take that. I won't ask for too much.
Show you all the evidence for it. Clay Higgins, let's go.
Yeah, I was not only involved in the actions on January 6th from within. They had, I suspect, over 200 agents embedded within the crowd, including agents, or as they would call human assets, inside the Capitol, dressed as Trump supporters before the doors were opened. Beyond that, the FBI had embedded themselves and infiltrated online chat groups and websites and social media accounts across the country with any group that was discussing objections to COVID oppression. And the FBI, effectively infiltrated those groups. And when you track the text threads and the communications within those groups and find the origins of suggestions of potential violence or an active occupation of the Capitol on January 6th, you'll find that those messages were led by members of the groups that ended up to be the FBI agents that had infiltrated the groups.
So wait a second. this is what Clay Higgins is saying. There is a Fedsurrection. The FBI orchestrated January 6th is what Clay Higgins, congressman, a man who has the security clearance to go look at all the evidence, is saying. And he's saying so in public, and he's often said so during public hearings, including directly across from Christopher Wray. He asks questions that he already knows the answer to. Clay Higgins, over 200 FBI agents embedded within the crowds on January 6th, FBI agents behind talk of violence in chat groups. Clay Higgins joined Chris Salcedo on Newsmax to discuss the government's operations on January 6, 2021. Rep. Clay Higgins told the Salcedo show that at least 200 agents were inside of the crowd. This is exactly what January 6 political prisoner Jeffrey Mellencott told the Gateway pundit from his prison cell back in 2023. Jeffrey is a decorated former 3rd Special Forces Group soldier and the U.S. government contractor. Jeffrey is being held as a political prisoner after serving his country for 22 years. After his arrest, Jeffrey delved into video footage and documented evidence from the January 6 protest. He was able to identify numerous government informants and agitators in the massive Trump rally that day. After putting together his evidence, he sent it to numerous contacts. That is when the FBI came into his prison cell and took his research. What? They attempted to silence him and banned him from the phone and mail privileges. Whoa. I mean, listen, that's crazy. This from the Gateway pundit was not crazy, is the footage that we literally have, from court documents and filings of a few things, okay? Here's number one. Literal footage of undercover informants and officers, federal officers, encouraging and instigating illegal activity on January 6th. This is an undercover body camera footage on January 6th.
Drain the swamp.
And you can see here,
Go!
a man.
Go!
Here we go.
Help him up! Help him up!
This is the officer.
Officer. Push him up! Push him up!
This is the officer telling people to climb the scaffolding and to invade the Capitol. This is entrapment. They knew what they were doing.
100%.
Clay Higgins says this was a planned operation. But it's not just Clay Higgins. The Capitol police officers said it was a planned operation the day of January 6th, whilst it was ongoing. Listen.
They set us the fuck up. That's what they did. They set up 64. Oh, absolutely. And then they asked us to come 2 hours later. They set us up. They needed everybody right away. Nah, right away. They set us the up. So now we ain't got.
They set us up. They set us up. Was what the Capitol police officer is saying. So what does this mean?
He's over it.
Well,
He's
this is
over
him
it.
saying effectively this was a setup. They wanted this to happen. Who wanted it to happen? Well, here's more footage, body camera footage, from a man saying that he is an undercover agent dressed as Antifa in the crowd. Huh? What?
Well, we go undercover as Antifa in the crowd. So
we go undercover as
Did you
Antifa
put
in the
that
crowd?
back in?
This is from January 6th. This is from the day. You can see the man's badge dangling
There
around
you
his
go.
neck.
Yep. You feel better? You guys get sprayed?
Yeah,
He was helping out the officer.
Here.
the agitator.
So he said, we go undercover as Antifa. We're undercover, and you can see his plain clothes, and then you can see his badge dangling out around his neck because he clearly had to identify himself. As happened here, as you can see, a protester gets his handcuffs taken off, and then another man who seems to be dressed like the protesters fist bump him and go back into the Capitol. This man leaves, and you can see the fist bump take place momentarily. What does that mean? Well, it means either this person is a Fed, or it means that they are working in concert with law enforcement. This is insane. This is some of the footage that's coming out of the January 6th footage that's been released by Republicans. Speaking of shocking footage that really set us back, Ray Epps is the only person that we can find. If there's other footage, please alert us of the evidence and the existence of said footage. But the only person that we can find so far that said we will storm the Capitol before 24 hours before it happened, and saying that's the sole purpose is to storm the Capitol, was Ray Epps. And he was caught on camera doing it in newly resurfaced, never before seen footage that was gone through by Laura Logan in meticulous and exceptional detail. Watch.
You're my neighbor.
Then he leaned in and whispered something he apparently did not want to say out loud.
We're not here to fight, man. We're here to storm. I'm not kidding. We're here to storm the Capitol. Hell yeah. All right. Have a good night. Be safe. Be safe, brother.
That one moment changed what we knew about Ray Epps that night, when he whispered storm the Capitol before it had happened, and echoed the official narrative before it was broadcast across the nation.
Of supporters of President Trump stormed the U.S. Capitol building. Thousands storming the Capitol.
This mob that stormed the Capitol.
Stormed the Capitol.
Stormed
the Capitol.
Storm the Capitol.
Storms the U.S. Capitol building.
Storm
the
United States Capitol. He ran it through forensic software that technical investigators use for analyzing audio and video to make sure we heard correctly and it had not been altered.
We're here to storm the Capitol. Hell yeah. All right, have a good night. Be safe.
And searched through hours of footage, countless news stories, Epps' FBI case documents, and his deposition before the January 6th committee to see if it had been discussed. With the exception of one writer we found on Substack, it hadn't.
So what about this? What about the lie that there was no Antifa there at the Capitol? Well, John Earl Sullivan is a self-proclaimed BLM activist, anti-establishment journalist who marched with Antifa. He was there that day. He's the person who actually filmed Ashley Babbitt getting murdered in cold blood.
Wow.
Anti-establishment activists, read Antifa, sought to incite Trump supporters on January 6th, DOJ argues. So our own DOJ is coming out saying, wait a second, this guy, here's a photo of him, was there to incite. The goal of inciting the crowd, according to federal prosecutors. He is the man who previously held himself as a supporter of the Black Lives Matter movement, went to the U.S. Capitol on January 6th. Not just held himself up as a supporter of the movement. This guy is in front of the White House on camera screaming about how they needed to remove Donald Trump physically from office.
And a lot of the ones they caught, they flipped.
So,
That's the way the game works.
At what point
So you catch this guy at a BLM rally
begin
and
to
flip him and
ask
say, you want to go to jail, you
questions
want to work for us.
about the official
Go do
narrative?
this.
I mean, you just simply need
Tell
to
me
observe
we don't have a problem with
evidence
that's going on.
of your eyes and your ears to begin to say something fishy is going on here.
Look at this. Watch
We look
this.
forward to having Clay Higgins back on the show and asking him more about this. Meanwhile, it's worth playing for you his entire interview on Newsmax so that you can see the full context and decide for yourself, as always. With that, the great Clay Higgins saying something that we know to be demonstrably true, at the very least, although we don't know the numbers, that there were federal law enforcement agents there on the date of January 6th, and that bad actors were acting to incite Trump supporters that day.
We all knew that.
It's a trap. Be smart.
And then what?
Joining me now, Louisiana Congressman Clay Higgins. Congressman, Merry Christmas. Glad to see you. You recently grilled FBI.
And then what? Like Owen Schroyer and others have gotten terms and been convicted, railroaded basically, for trying to stop people from going along with what the feds are trying to get them to do. The establishment cronies, the establishment useful idiots were trying to get them to do. Yeah, exactly, Leslie. Such a trap. It's a trap.
Director Christopher Wray regarding the FBI's role on January 6th. Let's play a clip of that for the folks at home.
A year later, we the people still do not have a definitive answer from you or anyone else in the Biden administration regarding the FBI presence and participation. Can you confirm that the FBI had that sort of engagement with your own agents embedded into the crowd on January 6th?
If you are asking whether the violence at the Capitol on January 6th was part of some operation orchestrated by FBI sources and or agents, the answer is emphatically
You're saying no?
No.
Liar. Go to jail.
In my opinion, it appears
Go
the
past-
FBI, Congressman,
go
as
past
it
jail.
targets one political party, targets whole religions, has turned into a quasi-secret police force targeting Americans rather than defending us. How do you see it?
Yeah, very similar from my perspective, sir. The FBI was not only involved in the actions on January 6th from within. They had, I suspect, over 200 agents embedded within the crowd, including agents, or as they would call human assets, inside the Capitol, dressed as Trump supporters before the doors were opened. Beyond that, the FBI had embedded themselves and infiltrated online chat groups and websites and social media accounts.
Documents. Special Inquisitor Jack Smith demanded a list of Twitter users that liked or retweeted social media posts from President Trump. Congressman, as the Democrats have largely abandoned the Constitution, and with the corruption that we've all witnessed at FBI and DOJ, it doesn't take much imagination to see socialists in the Democrat Party using a list like that for government threats, government intimidation, and government coercion. Can Republicans in good conscience continue to fund a DOJ and its operatives in light of their partisan and what I see as anti-American actions?
Conservatives, Republicans certainly stand against funding a DOJ and FBI that is clearly weaponized against the American people. We're taking a hard look at rebuilding the whole thing. So, regarding Jack Smith and his request for another list of American citizens under some alleged legitimate investigative effort I consider it a badge of honor to be on another one of Jack Smith's list. So I just say that his days are numbered.
What a
and American patriots are not going to stand idly by, good sir, and
What a
allow
bag.
our republic to dissolve. We are prepared to fight legally and peacefully and within the parameters of the Constitution, with every ounce of our might and focus. The leftists will not take our country from us. We're standing strong, and I thank you for being a voice of truth and freedom.
All right. Cool. More good news. And that wraps up good news for this week. Hope you guys enjoyed that new segment we have there. Okay, so I promise you guys, we're gonna see something. You have to let me know if you've seen this before. I kind of jumped to the good part. So I saved us all the build up for this, right? But I think I did. Okay, so I want to introduce to you a brand new sport. And okay, and I'm just gonna say this right now for everybody on the rewatch crew. All right, anybody who's rewatching this, you can see this part on Rumble. I'm gonna play it, okay? Here, but I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have to cut it out. All right, I'm pretty sure this is gonna get claimed because like when the slap fighting one I did, the female slap fighting, that got copyright claimed. So I still have it up though because it's such a good part, and I didn't make the announcement before I did it. So now from now on, I'm gonna make the announcement when I think I'm getting ready to play something that's gonna get claimed. I'm gonna have to cut out in order to get it like either it could get blocked or it could get like it could be disclaimed, right? So it can't be monetized, and I'll have to cut it out. So this is the part where if we suddenly jump ahead and there was nothing between what I'm saying now and what I'm going to say afterwards, then you know it got clipped out, and you can go to Rumble to watch it, okay? But ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let me make sure I get this to the right spot here. Actually, I'm just queuing it up for everybody. So okay, so here we go. Without further ado, thank you. Big shout out to They Call Me Rose for sending me this. Okay, and if you guys find any cool stuff like this, please send it to me. Send it to me on Discord. Let's see what Heidi says. It says I was in the other room for the first thing. And the second could be called spectacular, and they're still twisting the Epps situation, but more than one officer letting him out of cuff with a fist bump. Undeniable. Yeah, undeniable. We just cannot. No more fear about what they may say or what they may do. You got to put that behind us, right? Because that's how they paralyze us. Fear is the paralyzer. It's the mind killer, right? We can't be scared anymore. We just have to stick together, stand up, and know that we got momentum, and that if we push hard enough right now, that it'll be behind us soon enough. But anyways, like I was saying, guys, rewatch crew, if there's a total blank spot here and we just jump to a bunch of laughing and all that stuff, I love They Call Me Rose. Yes, she's awesome. And again, shout out to her for bringing this to my attention, ladies and gentlemen. This will be on Rumble if it gets clipped out, but here we go, as promised. And believe me, you can always send me stuff on Discord or just get me links. I have people sending me links all the time, like Crown. I appreciate all the stuff that Crown sends me. I got all people that in the Discord that post stuff there, but they send me show stuff, show ideas, like cool things like this. But Rose, thank you so much for this, ladies and gentlemen. Without further ado, Karjitsu.
As I'll ever be, I guess.
Okay, let's do it. Good luck.
I skipped the intro.
Let's take a look
Here
at
we
the
go.
rules of Karjitsu. The competitors begin seated with safety belts fastened. When the match starts, they unbuckle and engage, using any part of the vehicle to their advantage. Points may be awarded during the match, but have no bearing on the outcome.
That's
it
right.
Takes a submission
Karjitsu.
to win the round at Karjitsu Championship.
Jiu-jitsu in a car.
The bout is even after 2 rounds. We go to a 3rd round and possibly sudden death to decide a winner.
That 3rd round, you're doing the back
As James
seat.
Gerke takes his place at
No
his
seatbelt.
starting position behind the steering wheel, I'll remind you that there are
This guy on the right here, this is Beef. Now he's pretty well known, and I guess this other guy is more of a newbie, but Beef is well known. I think he's one of the top ranked Karjitsu guys out there. And let me know if you've seen Karjitsu before in the chat.
3 rounds at Karjitsu Championship. The first 2, 3 minutes, and the third, 4. Let's listen in. All right, this match is underway.
Here we go. They're on the way.
Immediately, Gerke blocks
Right.
the seatbelt escape of Chambers. Chambers looks to be
That's
out
a
now. He
common
reverses
tactic.
position, and
Try to
now we have a
block the seatbelt
dogfight.
escape.
Gerke's looking for a front choke here.
Yes, they're
Immediately
wrestling in the
transitions
car.
to the back. He's caught by Chambers. Chambers using his feet for leverage on the steering column and now on the dashboard. Gerke's now got the back. He's looking for the rear naked choke. And now it looks like Chambers is going to dashboard walk into top position.
Dashboard walk. They have all kinds
Chambers
of
with some
terminology
really good
for
chest
this.
pressure here. And now Gerke and Chambers are
They're outside
outside
the window.
of the passenger window. This is very dangerous. Our officials are
touch the
watching this
ground,
closely.
you have to
And
start
there
over.
goes the oh shit handle.
Oh, the shit handles
James
down.
Gerke still holding it in his
We'll
hand.
talk over a lot of this. So
No need to keep that. He's going to discard that at some point.
Look at it. He still has it in his hand.
Okay,
He's like,
there
okay,
it
I'll
goes.
do that.
And now we have a
Wonder if
game
you
of
could
cat
beat
and
him
mouse.
with
There's
that.
another choke attempt
This
from
is real.
Chambers.
This is real.
Gerke's going to reach down. Okay,
really
Gerke's going to
happening.
reach down here and touch the concrete, and that's going to force the restart.
And outside the car they go.
At Car Jitsu Championship, anytime the action touches the ground outside of the car, we pause the time and go immediately
they got the
back to
belt
starting
taken on the
position.
wall.
So you'll notice we are still at 1 minute 53
I think
seconds.
they should have done it in like a parking lot.
James makes his way back. We're going to
Seems
buckle
really
in and
confined
get
in
right
there.
back
Buckle up.
to Car
Maybe he's a
Jitsu.
live studio audience or something. Chess boxing. Nope. Send me a link. Send me a link.
All right, just
Okay,
like
here
the
we go.
first time, Gerke's going
This
to
guy
block
knows
the
what he's doing.
seatbelt escape attempt.
Seatbelt.
And now Chambers trying to make some distance here. Gerke's got the ankle. He's looking to mount Chambers in the passenger seat. Chambers just looking to get the
looking
hell
to
out
mount
of there.
him in the passenger
Chambers
seat.
making just a little bit of space here, looking
Oh,
for
we're
an escape,
seeking when
and
you need
Gerke's
her.
just looking to add some pressure, it seems. Now, if he does achieve mount, that will be 4 points, but those 4 points will not count during this match. All points scored during the match will count on this season's leaderboard. You have to win the round by submission at
All right, so
Car
they're
Jitsu
trying,
Championship.
you're trying to choke the
Something
guy
crazy
out.
hanging out of the pants leg here of Gerke. Oh, excuse me. I've just been notified that was the heel of Chambers. My
You gotta
mistake.
watch out for
We're
that
gonna go
seatbelt.
back to the
We're gonna
action
see
here.
why
Where
here in
we've
a
got a
minute. Look.
seatbelt choke attempt thwarted.
You can use a seatbelt. You can use anything in the car.
Very, very hot inside the car.
Yep.
And
Use
Gerke's going to
anything.
go right back to the seatbelt. Looking
He's
for a
got
choke here. Looking for a seatbelt Ezekiel choke. Chambers is fighting it. He looks to be in a bad position here.
Giggity.
Gerke's got good leverage, and it just may be tripled up here.
This is bad news.
I think this round may be over, folks.
Oh, it's bad
Chambers
news.
trying to escape and slowly fading out. Okay, that first round, the winner, James
All right,
Gerke with a seatbelt choke.
Like this,
And we will now switch seats for
This
the
is
3 minute
crazy.
second round.
wherever you are, they call me Riz. We love you and thank you. Yes, we do love Riz and thank you so much for this. This is awesome. That's round one. Okay, so they got another round. Yep. So it gives you good ideas if you ever get in a fight in a car with somebody. Just remember what you're learning here tonight. It could like really come in handy. Oh. Okay, I'm sure this the music's probably copyrighted. Now that I think about it, it's like hopefully I talked over enough of it that they won't hurt me for that. All right, so we'll kind of keep them a little bit lower, and I'll commentary.
Buckle up.
All right, they're buckling up. And here they go. Got 2 minutes and I guess the time's already rolling. Okay. Here's round two. So they switch seats. Right?
And we're
Go.
off.
See, that's the thing right
and
there.
immediately
Boom.
Gerke goes for the Ezekiel with the seatbelt, and this is not
Ezekiel.
good. John Chambers
no,
is
he's already in
bind
trouble.
right
He's
away.
already in trouble.
Gerke is all over Chambers in the driver's seat.
Oh.
Holy smokes. And that's the win,
That was
ladies
a
and
quick-
gentlemen.
that was a
for the
quick round.
beat. James Gerke still
You're
undefeated.
the best seatbelt
at
choker out there,
Jiu-Jitsu
buddy.
Championship. What a fantastic performance tonight.
Look at that. The guy, ladies and gentlemen, Car Jitsu. Not just when you think you've seen everything. Car Jitsu. Oh yeah. You see down the little window? They're still going out. That was a quick round. So that just shows you how fast you can choke somebody out with a seatbelt if you really wanted to. Yep, it's true. It's true. Okay. There we have it. I'm not getting in a car fight anytime soon. But if you do, now you know what to do. Go for the seatbelt. Go for the seatbelt. Just block the punches. Go for the seatbelt. Choke them out, and then they'll have to be apologizing to you as they get through. The funny part is they get in the car afterwards for an interview. It's like, man, that car's got to be hot. You know, it's got to be hot. Okay. So what do I have for you next? Let's see. Okay, so, well, as you know, there's always been there's a lot of channels out there, and then there's a lot of talk out there about how can men and women better understand each other. How can we fix the communication going on between men and women, right? Well, our good friend who I like to feature here a lot because he's hilarious and he loves to share his content. Willie Lee, and he's very successful at it, by the way. JP Sears. JP Sears has come up with a surefire way to be able to communicate with your spouse, right? Let's see. I don't need to watch this, seeing as I live in my truck. Yeah, well, you know, if you start choking yourself with your own seatbelt, T-Rex, we might have to have a talk. You know, we might have to have a little talk about that. We don't want to find you in an embarrassing situation one day. Though it will make good content. It would just be sad, you know. So, anyways, let's bring him up. Now I need to learn how to attach the steering wheel in every vehicle for a quick weapon. Yeah, no doubt. Well, the O shit handle too. The O shit handle is right there. You can just rip it down, stick him in the eye. I'm surprised. I wonder if you could actually use that as a weapon, and I never got that rule. But anyways, right? I know. We're just looking out for you. We're just looking out for you. You know, because it's all about
baby steps. It means setting small, reasonable goals for yourself, one day at a time. One tiny step at a time.
Baby steps.
It works.
First of all, I don't pay property tax.
That's right. Yeah, but don't baby step to the seatbelt. You know, when you're alone, we don't want any of that going on. You know, there's people who carry while they're the car though, right? Oh, by the way, freeze, drop the seatbelt. That's bad. All right, let's figure out how we can better communicate with the loved ones in our lives. So JP Sears is going to help us out with that. He has this brand new thing. It's just in time for Christmas. You can actually get your hands on these, and it may help your relationship if you're having trouble with communicating. Let's see what he has for us.
Men, have you ever gotten in trouble with your lady because you communicated rationally? And has she ever been upset, but you made it worse by trying to be sensible? Big mistakes! Well, make these mistakes no more with the new man scripts. They'll help you keep your lady happy by telling her what she wants to hear.
I gained
And don't worry, ladies. He has women's scripts coming up next.
weight and these pants don't fit anymore. Am I getting fat?
The objective measurements of your body literally getting bigger have no basis in reality. I don't believe in science. Therefore, you're absolutely not getting fat. You're so brave. You get 7 different scripts to cover you in the 7 most common scenarios that men screw up the most, like the "she's mad at you" script. That's not what I meant. You're putting words in my mouth.
It obviously is. I mean, you don't even do any chores around here.
You know what? You are right. Because of the intensity of your emotions and your willingness to keep naming things that I do wrong that are completely unrelated to the first thing we were originally talking about, I can tell that I am wrong. I am sorry. I am wrong with all that I do, as well as who I am at the core of my being. Can you ever forgive me despite the fact that my existence is unforgivable? The "she got a new haircut" script.
Hey, babe, do you like my new hair?
God, yes. I love it way more than your old style before that is also equal to this one, because I've always thought you're just as beautiful as you are now, even though you just got more beautiful than ever. The only thing that can potentially distract me from the sexy flowing beauty of your hair is the deep radiant beauty I see in your eyes right now. I think both of our lives will undoubtedly change for the better because of your new hair. All you have to do is read off the right script and you have no more problems.
Oh my God, babe, I just had such an amazing shopping day. I got like 11 outfits.
How much did you spend?
About $1,100, but they were all on sale, so I saved about $250.
Well, that sounds very reasonable. Spending $1,100 to save $250 is a brilliant way to save money. It will be an honor for me to pay the credit card bill this month, and all your other clothes you have in your overflowing closet obviously wouldn't work to keep wearing because of erosion and the general instability of solid state matter. Furthermore, I'm sure all the high-waisted jeans you bought will not make you look like Steve Urkel. I can't wait to see you in them, beautiful. She's happy because you're telling her what she wants to hear. Do you mind if we watch a little of the game? My favorite team's playing.
Well, I really want to watch The Bachelor. Don't you want to watch it?
Of course I want to watch The Bachelor. Perhaps we should also record it so we can watch it again because it is such a deep, soulful show. It's almost too much to take in with just one viewing. The suspense of not knowing what will happen is driving me crazy. I wonder if there will be drama and fighting between the girls while they compete to see who can objectify themselves the most as a way of controlling this one man so that one of them can ultimately use him to fill the void of her daddy issues that she carries. However it plays out, I'm sure it'll end in true love. Is it on yet? I can't wait. Clinical studies have shown that men using manuscripts get in 97% less trouble with their ladies.
So what side of the family do you think we should visit this year for Christmas?
What a very open-minded question, honey. The fact that we've gone to your parents' house for the past 4 years probably means we should go to your parents' house for a 5th year in a row. That sounds like it'd be incredibly fair to me. My family's dead to me. Manuscripts are written by hysterical bleeding women, so you know the work.
Are you ever going to take the garbage out?
I am the worst. I apologize for disrespecting the divine goddess that you are by thinking you might take it out for once. My failure to conform to gender roles that are stereotypically male, while we refuse to let you be held hostage by a single stereotypical female role, shows my weakness in character. I will take it out right away and then get started folding the laundry so that you can be free of toxic masculinity. Stop being an idiot making your lady upset. Get Manscripts today. Click the link in the video description to instantly download the Manscripts for free. Do it now and get 3 bonus scripts. The She's Not in the Mood script, the Should Women Have the Right to Choose script, and the Cold Shoulders script. Stay safe out there, men.
All right, as promised, though, we also have women's scripts. Got to be fair, guys. Here we go.
Hi, women. Do you ever get frustrated that your man can't seem to understand you? Do you try to communicate with him in a mature way and he still just can't seem to get it? Worry no longer, because woman scripts are here to save the day. When he gets confused, instead of trying to explain more using your own thoughts only to have him get more confused, just pull out woman scripts and watch his confusion transform into understanding. Like when he won't listen to your problem because he's just trying to fix it.
It's been so stressful at work. I don't know what to do.
Well, what can I do to fix this?
Well, I don't need you to do anything.
What do you mean? Like, why would you be telling me this then?
I'm a capable person, so I don't need you to fix anything. I just need you to listen. It's just like when you're watching football and your team is struggling, you don't step on the field and do anything for them. You just keep watching. That's what I need you to do for me right now.
Oh. Okay. There's different woman scripts for the most common situations that confuse your man. Just pull out the script that's right for the situation and enjoy finally feeling understood. Like with the He Doesn't Understand Cuddling script.
Can you cuddle with me?
Why do you want to cuddle?
You know how you can't sit on the toilet without having your phone in your hand because you feel lonely without it? You holding me gives me that same feeling of connection. Just pretend I'm your phone.
Oh, well, why didn't you just say so? Most women make the mistake of trying to communicate with their man using a mature style of communication, but you can't teach algebra to a 2-year-old, so why would you try to communicate maturely to a man? Woman scripts helps you never make that mistake again. Woman scripts are written by immature men for men, so you know your man will understand you.
Pregnancy is so hard.
It is? Why?
Yes, in pregnancy, something is growing inside my body. It would be like if your testicles started to grow into the size of softballs and took all your energy, while your scrotum didn't stretch very much.
Well, that doesn't sound very comfortable at all. 9 out of 10 doctors recommend using woman scripts to communicate with your man instead of using your own words and thoughts. Tired of him being clueless about his toxic masculinity? Just pull out the he's being misogynistic and doesn't know it script. I got you this vacuum as a gift. I saw it and I just thought of you.
It's kind of offensive.
No, it's a really nice one.
You know when we watched The Tiger King, how depressed it was to see all those tigers in captivity? Well, you getting me this vacuum as a gift makes me feel like a caged tiger, and it makes you seem like Joe Exotic.
Oh, sorry. That seems like a miracle. And tired of being frustrated trying to explain to your man why you're not in the mood until you're blue in the face? Let women scripts do it for you.
I'm not really in the mood tonight.
What do you mean? Like, how is that even possible?
Remember when you watched the video of your sister giving birth and you threw up because of how gross it was?
Yeah.
That's the same level of turn on I feel towards you right now.
Oh, so it's almost like you don't want to have sex. Finally, your man will be able to understand you when you take you out of the equation. Say goodbye to frustration and say hello to feeling understood every time with woman scripts. Hey, one more thing. I want to thank Sovereignty for sponsoring.
All right, fix that up here. Yeah, so there you go, guys. You can actually go download the scripts. He has those on his website. You can actually go get those scripts and put them to use. How about that? Very cool. Very cool. Yeah, those were hilarious. JP Sears rocks. Yeah, kind of funny that he's basically just making a joke out of the info in women are from Venus and men are from Mars. Yeah, those are great. Those are great. Okay. So what do we have up next? Next we have let me get this ready here. Oh yeah, next we have the musical portion of our show. Now I premiered this guy last week. Andre Antunes does some great work. And hopefully you like good guitar playing and you're not scared of metal because he's a great. And they're pretty short, so I got 4 lined up for us. And we're just going to run through them. These are really cool. So these are called Karen Metal. There we go. We get this queued up. Karen Metal, guys. So get ready to rock out. We'd love to rock out here on Winning Saturday Night. And these are hilarious. Away we go. And thanks again, Andre, for letting me share these with everybody.
Keep walking. Yeah. We come here to have a swim in pigs. In pigs. In pigs. After we fucking dead today.
Oh my god. Oh my god. What a creative way to make a channel, man. It's so good. Yeah, that's a quick one.
Did you not ask if she believed in God? She's not a Christian.
You could be a Jew and believe in God.
Doesn't matter. She's pretty and sad and stuff. Yes, she did. Inside her house. She's dark-sided.
You said her whole house.
She is dark-sided too. This is tainted. I don't care. Whatever it is tainted. Whatever it is, I'm giving up to God. I'm a God warrior. And I don't want someone with tainted. Anything in police. Doing anything without that. Out. Gargoyles. Psychics. Everything's ungodly. Dark-sided.
I'm glad you're home.
Get the hell out of my house. In Jesus' name I pray. Gargoyles. Psychics. Everything's ungodly. Dark-sided.
I'm glad you're home.
Get the hell out of my house. In Jesus' name I pray. Every dark-sided person, get out of my house. If you believe in Jesus, you can stay here. Don't stay in my house. Don't stay in my house. If you're dark-sided. Don't stay in my house. If you're dark-sided. Don't stay in my house. If you're dark-sided. Don't stay in my house.
This is so good, man. It's all so good stuff.
Everybody go to a Catholic church because I was leaving. I had to change the whole plan. Everybody go to a Catholic church because I was leaving. Don't stay in my house. I want to see all the witches. I don't want to see anything. Any stars. I don't want to see any of this. Lord said psychics. I will see tarot card reading. I rebuke it in the name of the Lord. Lord said psychics. I will see tarot card reading. I rebuke it in the name of the Lord. I rebuke it in the name of the Lord.
No pomegranates.
Oh my God, it's great stuff. That's a little exciting. Why? It's a little excessive. I'm baby. I'm fucking starving. It's away. What are you doing today? I ate nothing. No pomegranates. No pomegranates. No. I don't want them anywhere near here. Am I clear? Say the rule again. No pomegranates. Say it. Little pomegranates. Say it. Little pomegranates. Say it.
Say it.
Say it.
Say it.
Little pomegranates. Fireworks! I can't remember! All I want is great stuff! I'm gonna fucking cry! A little excessive.
A little excessive.
I'm fucking starting to swim! What are you doing today? I ate nothing! Nothing! Pomegranate! Nothing! Nothing! Pomegranate! Nothing! Nothing! Pomegranate! Nothing! Nothing! Pomegranate!
I love the mix here. Drum solo. Really puff. Here's the last one.
Which one of you's gonna be a gentleman? Show me which one of you's gonna be a gentleman. Show me. Are there no gentlemen buffaloes? Are there no ladies buffaloes? Wow, you're cute. Out of the way. No, don't touch me. No, I have a right not to be touched. And you have the space to move. Get out of the way. Which one are you gonna be a gentleman? Which one are you gonna be a gentleman? Which one? Which one? You have the space to move on. Why? Why are you not living? Why? Why are you not being a gentleman? Why? Why? Why are you not being a gentleman to me? What did I do to you that I caused you to not be a gentleman to me? I don't even know you. I don't even know you. I don't know you. Not out of the way.
No, please spam, Heidi. Please spam.
Why? 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 Tell us the reason. Why?
There you have it. Oops. Hey, I'm over here. Now I'm over here. All right. This is so great. I'll keep finding more of those, man. The dude shreds, doesn't he? Yeah, he does. I mean, dude, that's so good. It's so good. Is that from the Skrillex song? I don't know. I have to find the Skrillex guy. Age Skrillex way back in the day. You're a white male. The white male going, you're a white male. Oh man, I remember that dude. One of the original memesters, or one of the original memes that were out there. Age Skrillex. That was so funny. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Man. Yeah, right. Place Boeing. Boeing, yeah. Do some yeah, they place Boeing, they'll hit you, man. They'll hit you. Andre is pretty cool, man. He's pretty cool. He let you play his stuff. You don't get any claims on that. Let me see what you're talking about there. Chess boxing, huh? Let me look at that and save that for next time, since we already did our sports of the week there. See, I'm all ramped up. Literally have not stopped smiling the entire time. I'm so happy that you're happy, Heidi. I'm happy that you're having a good time here on Winning Saturday Night. That's what it's all about. It's about having a good time, just chilling and having fun, and a lot of times too, great interviews. So I'm gonna try to make sure I kind of like include these segments and do interviews, like at least as much as I can. A lot of times when I have people on for interviews, I really want to dedicate a lot of time to them because they've taken time to come on the show. It's a little different format, but I try to include as much as I can. Now, though, something new that you can hopefully always count on, as long as I can think of something. This is like another one of those challenges. Like when you have a channel, you got to come up with stuff, right? Especially if you're going to try to do comedy. And what I have here is, let's see, slide 2, slide 1. There we go. Okay, so now it is time for the top 10 list. This is something I'm doing. I'm trying to get better at this every week. Okay, so here's how it's going to work. I'm going to share this screen here. Present. It's time for our top 10 list, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm going to share right over here. All right, let's bring it up. I think we did the best way. Oh, that's just me. And there we go. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, our top 10 list from the home office in Hoboken, New Jersey. This is where the home office is now. Well, we can make it somewhere else. All right, Atlanta, Georgia. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, top 10. I should make sure I got this right. Okay. I know what I'm doing now. Okay. Top 10 Captain Have Fun Christmas movies. Here we go. Okay, you guys can hear me, right? Okay, making sure everything works here. All right, here we go. Number 10, Hot Buttered Elves. Number 9, 10 is Magic Lamp. Number 8, Babes in Boyland. Number 7, Rocky Horror Picture Show Holiday Special. They made that. Number 6, Crisco Kringle. Number 5, Not So Tiny Tim. Number 4, Santa Goes Around the World. Number 3, The Nutcracker. Number 2, I'm Not Rudolph and That's Not My Nose. And the number 1 top 10. Oh shit. I just realized I didn't change the title. Oh God. Okay. The number 10 Captain Have Fun Christmas movies. Sorry for not changing the title on my slides. Minor improvements every week, I promise. I'll get that right next time. The Asian man that stole Mac's false narrative. Oh, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Hope you guys enjoyed it. That's top 10 Captain Have Fun Christmas movies. I hope you enjoyed that. Even though I totally screwed it up. Hey, I'm getting better. I'm getting better. Oh, there you go. That's a good one. Santa Comes Around the World. I forgot that one. I forgot that one. Oh, Jesus. No. We don't need that. Okay, cool. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you enjoyed that. All right. Number 1, remember to, let me write this down. Remember to check all the slides next time for the appropriate title. Oh boy. All right. Yeah, that's what you do. This is live television, ladies and gentlemen. Live television, live video, live computer screen, ladies and gentlemen, live computer screen. All right. Well, I hope you guys have enjoyed that one. I'll be back next week with more top 10 lists. This will be all holiday top 10 lists this month of December, this wonderful month of December, man. And I hope you guys are all doing well out there and ready for the holidays. Has anybody put up their Christmas decorations yet? Anybody put up the Christmas tree? Who's put up their Christmas tree? Who has put up their Christmas? I'm getting ready to. I'm almost ready to go grab the stuff out of the garage and pull it in the house and start setting it up. I got a lot of stuff to do before we get going this year. I got a lot of little errands and chores to do to get ready for the fam and for the big occasion. Did the sound come across okay on the top 10 list too? Was a drum roll and everything mixed in? Good. You guys were able to hear me okay? A little feedback would be helpful because I'm still trying to work out the kinks on that, as you can tell. Just let me know there in the chat. Oh, yeah, the tree is up. In the truck? Do you have a tree in the truck? How does that work? In your humble quarters. Oh, the sound kind of overshadowed. Okay, so I need to bring the sound down next time. All right. Well, at least you could read it on the screen. There you go. It sounded a little loud. Yeah, I'll have to make sure I remember to, and I have to remember to turn the loop off too. I didn't do that last time. So I'll bring the sound down. I already set it, so it's ready for next week. Let's see, I can go ahead and close out of the PowerPoint here. There we go. I want to know why it's not doing anything. Oh, there we go. Hopefully it's done now. All right, so it should be done. All right, cool. And let me get this ready too. All right, a couple things I have to do. let's find out where we're going to go next. Where are we going to go next? Open this in a new tab. I think I find a redirect here for you guys. Appreciate you guys all being here this evening and having a great time being part of Winning Saturday Night. I know you can do a lot of things. I'm glad you chose to do it here. I'm really glad you chose to do it here. And you know, there's always somebody out there willing to hurt the good times, hurt the Winning Saturday Night times, right? They like to play games, like to do little stupid things. That's just how some people are. Some people are like that. Not us, though. We rise above, definitely rise way above. And let's see who we're going to go over to see. MG Law tonight. MG Law. Yeah, he'll be coming up here soon. I have a feeling. I'm going to go see MG Law. Save that. Looks like he's rewatching the Unbuttoned and Derailed Travis Rudolph trial rewatch. So you guys tell him that Winning sent you, all right? Okay, comments. You know what's really great is the okay, I got you, Heidi. Always do it. I'll always do it with you winning. Oh, thanks. But you know what's really great though this year is the channel has experienced a lot of growth, right? And a lot of really true organic growth. And we've gained like 50 subscribers to 20 subscribers here in this last few weeks, and it's been going really good. View counts are up on all shows, and we are living well. We are living well, and I appreciate it. And it's all of you guys to make it happen. And I just want to say thank you so much to everybody that comes to the lives. It means a lot. I know you can do a lot with your time out there, but you're taking time to come over here and hang out with me on a Saturday night. I really appreciate it. And I also appreciate you taking the time out during the week to do the good work with me, to come learn and address some issues that need to be talked about and do that good work with me during the week. It's just a couple hours a week and we get a lot done. And I appreciate that because there's plenty of time for entertainment. But a lot of people don't take that time out just to work on the real issues in the world and to advance their knowledge about things. And I appreciate the fact that you guys take the time during the week to come be part of what I'm doing here. As far as that goes, and the weekends are we're just going to start being all fun and just all that other side. So we're going to be well balanced, and especially in the new year. I promised all of you that more balance will come to the channel as far as that goes. And it's just going to keep getting better and better and better and better. I promise you that. All right, let's make sure I have this set up straight and set up straight here. And let's get this straight over here. Let's see. We did decide that we did decide that we are going to be redirecting to MG Law. I actually owe him one because I felt like I wanted to do it the other night and I didn't realize he was on and I didn't get over there. So there we go. That's in there. All right, guys. Let's see. There are smart toilets. Somebody showed me something about a smart toilet today. Catching fire when in use. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, there was one he posted in the Discord, I believe, about that. Yeah, that's in the Discord. If you want to check that out, that's all good. Of course, you know, at the end of the shows, we do our jam on out, and then our jam on out tonight. Oh wait, we got Talking Trash and Truths. $20 super chat. Listened very low. Great show. Laughing hurt, but it was worth it, man. I hope your head's feeling better. Talking Trash and Truth has got some migraines going on. Let's all wish her well into a fast recovery. Send your love over to Shelly, and thank you for the $20 super chat. And turn on the volume because here. All right. Thank you so much, Shelly. We appreciate it. Thank you for listening. I know that was a hurt to listen tonight, but I'm glad you were here. I felt like you were here the whole time. So don't you worry about that. We just want you to get better. But ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for this week's Winning Saturday Night. I'm so happy you were here. I look forward to seeing you maybe tomorrow. We'll see about tomorrow, 8:30 p.m. Eastern for Old School Watch Party Sundays, maybe. Keep an eye out for the alert. If we're going to go live, we will be doing that. It'll be Consuming Kids and PCU the movie. That's politically correct university, and you can tell it's gonna be hilarious. It's gonna be hilarious. Oh yeah, you can do the rewatch. Yeah, and for the rewatch crew, thank you so much. For everybody on Rumble, thank you so much. I appreciate all the love and support. Make sure you hit the like button, hit the thumbs up button on your way out the door, and we're gonna head over to MG Law. But now it's time for our jam out. So we're gonna jam out here tonight. All time low. Here we go. And until next time, y'all keep on winning.
Brights the sky. Now your wells they're running dry. Like the space around me, take my spot in time. No soul is both your best friend and brother. Everyone is deserved to you. Who shoot first, ask questions later. Anybody mess with you? Pretty soon we'll all be talking like a barrel. Thrown from the top of the waterfall. Well, I'm drowning in piranhas in a river. Man, what a try. Oh, black hot sun rides the sky. Now your eyes they're stinking dry. Ooh, like space around me, take my spot in time. No choose both your best friend and brother. Everyone is deserved to you. You shoot first, ask questions later. Anybody mess with you? Pretty soon when I'll be tumbling like a barrel, thrown from the top of a waterfall. I'm drowning in piranhas in a river. Man, what a drag. Man, what a drag. Man, what a drag. I was talking to the teacher, said I didn't have a clue. I think my principles are reaching, and all side low. I saw the lady in the street light, and walking with her night, and heading for the fire, and the burning in the sand. I'm supposed to reach in and all time low. I think my friends are supposed to reach in and all time low.
This is a friendship that